Good morning, guys.
Good
Thank you all for
morning.
tuning in to I.Am.She today, as usual, here every Saturday. And today I have a special co host. Yes, BlackRoses is not here today. So I brought in, y'all might know, this special guest co host, my mom, Angela. Say
Hi, everybody.
hi. How are you doing today, Ma? How's your week been going?
I am doing wonderful. Just as you remember, I just came back from Baltimore on Thursday. So I enjoy spending time with the kids and you guys as usual. So yeah, so I enjoy coming back home to yeah.
So one of the customers I talked to said it was 100 degrees yesterday.
Oh my God, was it?
I think
When we
she
got
said
off,
she was in Jacksonville. It was 100 degrees yesterday.
yes, when we got off the plane, and well, before we even got off the plane in Jacksonville, they opened the cabin, the doors and stuff. Oh my God, the heat just rushed back to the plane. So Michaela, that was traveling with me, she had on this hoodie. She had to take it off in the plane. I'm like,
Oh.
yeah. And this morning around 5 o'clock, it was 90 degrees.
They said, how do y'all live like that? Stay inside.
Well, stay inside for the most part. 365 air conditioning on. And like right now, I'm sitting on my patio. I have the ceiling fan and another fan in front of me.
And keep a pool.
Yes, so that too.
She said, I know the electric bill is.
No, it's not. Oddly enough, we never had an electric bill over $100.
What?
Mm-hmm.
But you run the air all the time.
Yeah,
Y'all,
pretty
she
much.
have it freezing in there. I be dressed like I'm in Baltimore for winter when I come down there. I always tell the boys, put your hoodies, and they like, "Ma, we going to Florida. Put your hoodies in the suitcase." And I swear, they always end up. Well, they walk around with their hoodies anyway up here. You know how the kids is. I just saw
Oh my God.
Instagram. Who was his name? Daryl from Baltimore, the little comedian Darren, that's his name, the little comedian Darren from Baltimore. He did an Instagram about that, an Instagram post about these boys, these kids wear these daggone hoodies, and it's
It's
80 some degrees
hot
out.
as it is. I'm like, what is going on? Is y'all like it's an invisible heat we not feeling? What is going on in this world? Like it is hot. They do it down here too. Like I see the little kids working, standing on the bus stop, and they got a whole hoodie with the hood on and like they freezing. I'm like, what
They
is
gonna
going
pass
on?
out.
Yeah, that's what I say. They gonna pass out down here. This
So do
big
they
one.
go to the beach like that?
I've seen them down there. I've seen them down there with their own wool hats on.
Oh my God. All right, I see the wool hats. Some people do the wool hats all year round, but them daggone hoodies. I tell David, if you don't take that hoodie off, you gonna pass out, and I'ma just stand over you and look at you. That's
Right,
what I'm gonna do.
right.
I'm gonna stand over you and look at you. Nobody got time for that. But that post that he did was so funny. He said, "I'm talking to my nephew." He said, "I'm calling CPS on any kids that's walking around here with hoodies on this summer."
Yes, like that is so crazy. Like what in the world?
They
I
said,
don't
"I
care
talked."
if it's a style. You gonna have the heat stroke.
Right. They said I talked to my students about that, and from what they say, I think it's more like a comfort level they do to cover up. They normally only take it off when they're feeling fresh. True. That is true. It is. It
So
is. I
like
think that's what it is. It's a comfort thing for them. But I have never seen nothing like it. And then they put the hoods on their head and be walking around like
walking
David. David will walk around. He will just get a haircut and still go put that daggone hood on. I'm like, you
around.
can get my money back.
I told Jay, my other grandson, that he was down. He was walking around down the beach with a hood on. I said, "Boy, if you pass out, I'm not. I'm not calling curb, Megan. I'm just
Stand
going to
there
take
and
a
look
cup of
at you.
water and I'm gonna touch a cup of water and toss it on you because and I'm gonna say I told you don't put that hood on. Like I got
Yeah,
other
I can
things to do
understand
than
that.
taking you to the hospital."
Yeah, so I can understand the girls. The girls when their hair not done, because I do the same thing. When my hair not done, I'm gonna put a hood on. So I understand that about the girls. But these boys, when they got a daggone haircut and they put it slightly, they don't put it all the way up. They put it right here so you can still see the shape up. That's at least that's what they
Right.
would do.
Yeah, so they can see that
Go sit
part.
there and pay. Listen, it is not hoodie season. Take the hoods off, or I'm gonna be like,
Right.
girl, I'm calling CPS on even my own child. I'm gonna call CPS on you. Take your hood
Yeah.
off. But y'all, it's
Yeah.
a lot going on this weekend. Oh my God, it is so much going on this weekend, especially in and around Baltimore. I was watching
And
Nate's
here in
podcast yesterday, the Artist Exchange. I was watching Nate's podcast, and I really just realized from what she was talking about with all the different events, I was like, it is a lot going on this weekend. Jeez. This, yep, Afram, Gay Pride. They got DC Juve. It's the beginning of Carnival. So Carnival is coming around. So this is the start of Carnival. They usually started in DC with Juve, where you pretty much it's like you signing up for like a band, and you pretty much, they do like paint and powder, they do like mud, stuff like that. That is awesome. That's so awesome. It's just a vibe with Juve, and anything related to Carnival. You don't have to worry about no fighting, no arguing, nobody shooting. It is a vibe. No body shaming, nothing like that. I love everything Carnival. But yeah, what else is going on? So yeah, the Afram, Gay Pride, um, whatever. And yes, Father's Day. It's definitely Father's Day. And you know, it's
Father's
cute to get naked. Everybody don't get naked, but
Day.
Black Roses do. I'm gonna talk about it since she ain't here. Ain't nobody tell her not to be here today. I'm gonna talk about it. Check her, Nate. I'm telling. Check her Instagram right now. Check her Instagram right
Oh my God, you came for her, Kia.
I'm snitching. Check her Instagram right now. But I'm here, Nate. I'm here. So once people start sponsoring us and the funds start rolling, and I want a percentage for today for being here. My mother gonna take her portion.
Yeah, I sure am. Yeah,
Yeah.
but we have a lot going on here in Florida too for our Juneteenth.
What y'all
Yeah.
got going on, man?
Well, Orlando, they always like have stuff. They have in the different festivals and pretty much every county and
Now it's a red. Now Florida is a red state. So are they celebrating? Are they having Juneteenth festivals as well?
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The
Oh,
Juneteenth
okay, cool.
festival. They having the Juneteenth.
I
It's
know.
red, but it's closer because that DeSantis, everybody turning on him because he's just a complete idiot.
I know. Usually they do a lot at Disney World. So are they
Yeah,
celebrating more Pride, or are they celebrating Juneteenth for Disney World? Do you know?
they celebrating more of the Juneteenth, but they also had a lot of festivals um, too for the Pride and all over. So they did both.
They said we gonna split it three three ways. I had a Rolling Stone also.
Right? Yeah, really.
Oh God, that is too funny. But yeah, so happy Juneteenth to everybody. I am so excited about Juneteenth, even though I won't be able to get anything done. I do want to announce, guys, that KD will be leaving Baltimore in 2 weeks to move to North Carolina. But I will be back. I will be back for all live events. I'm still doing the show. Y'all still gonna see me. But yeah, said I'm relocating. So you won't see me and Black Roses together all the time, but I'll be back. I'll be, running back and forth. Nate said, listen, I think I'll be 45 minutes from Myrtle Beach, which I love. I love Myrtle Beach. If I have to take any beach, I'm going to say between Myrtle Beach and where my mom is, Palm Coast. I will not do Miami. Everybody go to Miami. I will not do Miami. But Palm Coast Beach and Myrtle Beach, I can do. Because you can go to Myrtle Beach a million times and still not get through everything that can be done in Myrtle Beach. So I love it. And the weather, I'm away from the snow. because I don't
Oh my
like
god.
snow. I like Christmas. I like when it's snow on Christmas, a cute little, just a little snow, not too much, but I don't like the slip and slide. I'm not with Trick Daddy and Trina. I don't like the slip and slide. But
So I say if I never see a blizzard again, I'm okay with it. When I moved in
yeah,
here 2 years
yeah.
ago,
And then your birthday is in January too. So
yes,
that's the
yes.
worst. So it's better for you to be down south.
I was gonna say it ain't the worst for me because our summer temperatures is between 70 and 80. It's good for me. As a matter of fact, for my birthday, I was in Orlando. My last birthday, I went to Orlando, the water walk.
He
So
said, "Oh, the Capricorn."
no, I'm Aquarius. Them Capricorns, they crazy. So no,
I think ain't Gemma Aquarius too. No, Gemma,
Gemma is a Capricorn. Yeah, she is a Capricorn.
she is
Except my
crazy.
baby. You know, that
She
when we
is
call her my
crazy.
grandbaby, it's crazy.
Gemma is crazy. Son, really, she is crazy. She told me something this morning. Oh, she asked me why I was wearing one of her necklaces. I said because it's Juneteenth. Yeah, so go back to Juneteenth. I'm celebrating all of my Black business owners. Shout out to Nate, Bash Blue Jewelry. Um, all of the Black business owners and entrepreneurs, y'all guys, go out, celebrate, spend money like it's Black Friday. It is Juneteenth weekend.
Yes.
So spend money like it's Black Friday, honey, on your Black entrepreneurs. Support your Black owned businesses, hair products, everything. And I guarantee you, because it's Juneteenth, you're going to find a lot of specials. They come,
Yes.
Black
Yes.
owners, come down on your price a little bit. Stop trying to bust us in the head like y'all Louis Vuitton. Stop. Don't try and bust
Yeah.
us in the head like y'all Louis Vuitton on t-shirts that I can make at home with an on on. Don't try to charge me $50 for a
Yeah.
t-shirt that I could go to Walmart and get the print and on it on. Don't do it. 25, I'll do it. I know how much work it take, how much effort, but you're not gonna bust me in the head with a $50 t-shirt. I'm just not gonna do
Right.
it. Got
Right.
t-shirt because guess what? The price is the price.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I'm
just
like,
certain things are not worth what. Okay, I am a firm believer of you gonna pay my price, you're gonna pay for my work, you're gonna pay for my time that I put because like with Gemma stuff. Gemma jewelry. It takes a lot of time. I did not know how much time it takes to make those daggone bracelets. And I thought, I was like, all right, bam, 40 bracelets. That ain't nothing. Me and her can knock them out in a day or two. Boy, it took me a week or so. I'm still working on bracelets. So
oh
yeah,
my god.
it do take a lot of work. And I know you paying for the work. I know you paying for the time. But you really not gonna sit there and charge me $150 for
Or,
no
or
daggone
three
cup.
times the price just
Yeah,
because,
three times the price.
and I
I'll
know it's
pay for
hard
the
because
product.
some of these companies are bigger companies, so they make it up on, as far as their overhead and stuff like that. But it's hard because most of these are smaller companies, but you don't want to lose out just because you overcharging people either.
That's true. That's absolutely true. That's what I'm saying. But also, y'all family members, they got these Black business owners. Don't be trying to undercut them because, oh, I'm your cousin, I'm your uncle, I'm your aunt. You can't do that for me. Don't do that because you're not gonna go into any other venue or any other vendors and try to say I give you. You're not gonna negotiate. You're gonna pay for what you want.
Oh,
Y'all
like
want them
family
Louis
members.
Vuitton bags. Y'all want them Gucci bags. Y'all not going in there and y'all not negotiating prices. So don't do it to your family members. Your family members work hard to get where
Yeah,
they
and if you
are.
really want to show support, you would actually, pay them because even like with Gemma's collection, I have a lot of friends that wanted to buy her jewelry. Some people gave her, like, say for instance, the bracelets with $7. They gave her like $20 just to support it because they are a family member. But most
Right.
family members, yeah, they was like, "I'm your family, so can I get half?" Like, do you go in any store, Macy's and anything like that, and say, "Can I get half?"
Right, Nate. Nate said, I've been blessed with my family members that pay the price and never ask for a discount. Even my mama. Exactly. Exactly. And that's how it's supposed to be. That's support. That's what that's called. That's called support. It's not them trying to get over it. Oh, I don't I don't like when you have those family members. They will praise you, they will put you on Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, that's my cousin. But then they try to underrate your business or not take your business serious. Like, ain't nobody doing, you doing too much for your little business.
Right,
Trying
right.
to degrade your family members, but at the same time, you be praising them on Instagram, talking about, yeah, that's my cousin, that's my aunt, yeah, that's my sister. But then you degrade them behind closed doors. That is not, that's not cool at all.
Or just when people like when you start up, they think it's a crazy idea. They try to talk you down and all this other stuff
That's
because
because they ain't come up with it first.
that's right. Well, not even that. They create their fears of them doing something with their business on you. So they try to talk you off of doing it. Like just because it didn't work for you, don't mean that it's not gonna work for me. So I don't let like if I'm trying anything, I don't let anybody try to talk me into something because I'm stubborn. As soon as you tell me I can't do it, that's gonna really make me do it even more.
Right. That is also true. That is literally, y'all, I am serious. Most of the ideas that I come up with, close the door, close the door. Most of the ideas that I come up with with my businesses and even with Gemma Jewelry, it originally started off from my mother. Hey, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. So my mother is a big supporter of everything. I told y'all the last couple shows, she be pushing these kids. She be like, all right, I got an idea for this child. Got an idea for this grandchild. I got an idea for this grandchild. Oh, them grandkids gonna get to the bag before they turn 18. I'm guarantee you they gonna get to somebody's bag before they turn 18 because she looks everything up and she's like, here's what I need you to do. And I'm gonna pay for it to get you started. So it's
I told
no
her I'm gonna get ready to put Christiana out of business.
right.
I sure am, except I ain't pimping my kids. But as far as the other different business, yes, watch out, Christian.
Oh God. She did already, yes, Gemma. So Gemma has Nate said, but that's what we are supposed to do with our kids. That's what other races do with their kids. That is so true, Nate. That is so true. That's definitely true. When I lived down in the first time we lived down in North Carolina, I stayed in a small town around a lot of, they call themselves Lumbees. It's a Indian tribe. It's a small Indian tribe, but basically they basically take over that whole small town of, I believe they call it Robertson County. Yeah, Robertson County.
Madison County is.
And they're called Lumbees.
Well,
They
wait a
monetize
minute, kid. It's Lumberton, so the town is pretty much because they lumber.
Lumberton. Yeah. No, Pembroke. Pembroke is their town. Pembroke is
Okay,
where their history and everything is. But literally, they're like, okay, so for instance, the kids went to dentist. They had a dentist that they used to go to. It was the father, the son, and the daughter. Everybody was going to dentistry school down the line. And then you know what they did? So the father, so if you drive past their house, it's a big old house sitting right at the front of the street, like the front of the road. It's a big old nice sized house. Instead of the kids branching off and going on their own, you know what he did? The father created a space, and now the daughter got married, and they built another big house behind that house for the daughter and the husband. And then they have right next to that space, a couple of ways down, a couple of acres down, the son has his house. They are building and monetizing and creating this, what do they call it? What do they call it? I forgot what they call it. Wealth something. It must.
the generational wealth.
Yes, they are creating this generational wealth for these kids. They are, even when I'm talking to like customers on the phone, they have all these custodial accounts set up for their kids where
Right.
they
College, they before their kid come out the womb, they started saving for college.
add
They already got an idea of what they talking to them about different careers when they like kindergarten and stuff like that. They prepare for all this stuff. We don't talk to our kids about that, and that's a lot of things. You can ask so many black kids what they want to get when they grow up, and they go, "I don't know."
absolutely.
They
That's
gonna
what I
go,
was
I
getting
don't
ready
know.
to say. And that's one thing that I was getting ready to say. The biggest thing is talk to your kids, have a conversation with them, see what they want to do, see what their interests are. Because I guarantee almost everything your kids can monetize off of, almost any and everything, drawings, art. It's nothing that you should not tell your kid that you can't do that. It ain't gonna make no money. They
Right.
can do
That,
music.
that's once again the main problem I see is a lot of parents and grandparents, they talk their kids out of doing stuff because of their fears. It's like you putting these fears on them. And then a lot
Absolutely.
of times what I see too is they push everything on the kid, I mean on the school systems, like when they was talking
Oh
to
Lord, you talking about the
Black
school
History Month.
system? Here come Nate.
I don't care. Well, it's true. He probably can co-sign. Like
He's a teacher.
like
That's
a
why I
lot.
said here come Nate. Nate have a lot to say about them schools.
Well, he gonna like what I'm gonna say because a lot of parents like teaching them about like Black history and Juneteenth. They they put everything on the school, and then they want to talk about, well, you know, they should put this in the school. Well, how about y'all start at home teaching them stuff? Nobody can give them a better history than you as the relatives themselves. Like they put everything in the school system's responsibility. It's so much stuff that this, you know, they can teach them. But I remember at my daughter's school when she went to IND, like they had brown lunch meetings where they would bring in professionals to talk about their careers. And this happened in the cafeteria while they ate their lunch. And it was a choice if they want to go, depending on what individual was there as far as what career. So
Mm-hmm.
that was a good thing too. But like I said, so many parents put everything on the school and they fussing about this, but they ain't doing nothing either. Like, what are you doing? Like, whatever the school ain't giving this, you should be teaching your own child. Like,
Right.
they shouldn't have to go to school and find out what they gonna do when they grow up and all this other stuff.
Absolutely. Have these conversations. Like Nate said, we are supposed to raise them, educate them, and heal them. No, that is not the teacher's job. You have to play
Right,
a part in your kids' education as well. You have
right.
to be you have to be communicative with the teachers. When I got up here, it threw me off. When I came back up here from North Carolina, I was thrown off so bad because here you are not allowed to walk in the school buildings with your kids. You're not allowed to walk your kids in the school to their classes. In North Carolina, you are. You can walk your kids through the building to their classes. So every day, I would consistently have a conversation with that teacher, even if it's just to say hi. And even when I walk in there, I would walk David and Kylie in the morning and then take Cameron to daycare. And even if it's just a conversation to say hi, and sometimes I just walk in and say good morning, I'm just dropping him off. And
Mm-hmm.
I find out a lot more from the teacher that they didn't send home to David and Kylie because they didn't forgot. So that
Right.
reminds the teacher, oh, by the way, did they tell you that is playing a big part in your child's education too, because you communicate and that teacher is seeing you. You know, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't always have to be teacher parent conferences.
Right. That's the only time they feel like they want to show up is teacher parents conference when they get in trouble and like if they graduate or having like some type of programs. But some kids don't even get that. So
Absolutely.
like yeah, you can still like I think they just put
Yeah.
too much on the school. They take a lot of their responsibility out their lap and they put it into school. Like these teachers, they not counselors and therapists and all this other stuff. Like that's your
A
job.
lot a lot of it is it's a vacation. When they keep a lot of these, yeah, especially these young
Yeah.
parents, when they send their kids to school, that's their time off. That's their little small day vacation away from their kids to do what they want and run the
Mhm.
streets or whatever have you. So they don't care. They know that they going to the school, they going to get a meal, they're going to be at least taken care of for the next 8 hours. So let me run these streets and do what I'm going to do. And
Yeah.
I do know that, Nate. I do understand it's unsafe for a lot of parents, especially because a lot of these parents don't know how to act when they go up in these daggone schools. They want to be fighting the teachers, the administrators, and all that stuff. I do understand that, but literally, like, yeah, they said
But
enough
you know
right
what?
there.
But you know what, Nate? they need to do like I seen at the airport. You know when you're going through the security, you check through the little line, the little loop line when you're going through. So yesterday when I was at the airport, they had signs in each end of every time the thing looped around, it says do not harass the TSA agents, do not cuss at them, do not argue with them, or any type of conflict with them. And they say they will lock you up and possibly a $13,000 fine. They need to do that with them
That's a good
daggone
idea.
schools. Do
Yeah.
not harass the teachers. Do not fight them or whatever. You can get locked up, or you like they say, give them a big old $13,000 fine. Their mama got to get one fine, and you ain't got to ever worry about it
Worry
no
about
more.
them again. Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
what
But
they need to do.
I wanted to actually, because a funny story came to me, mind, when you was talking about Jessica having the career fair at her school,
Wait,
and
wait a minute. It
about
wasn't a career fair. During lunchtime, they would always have like a doctor, a lawyer, engineer. They would come to the cafeteria while the girls would be eating lunch, and they would speak about how their careers and everything.
okay,
So they actually see, and they got to eat, eat. I'm sorry, ask questions and stuff. So
absolutely.
if they wasn't confused about what their career is, they got to ask questions, and then some of them actually, they was invited to come shadow the person. So I think if we
That's
get
a
a
good
lot
idea.
more, if we get a lot of that in school, in our public schools and stuff like that, that will help a lot of kids too.
Absolutely.
So,
It's a
mhm.
lot, you know what? And I'm kind of a little bit I'm kind of a little happy a little bit about moving back down south where there's so many more opportunities, because I felt like the kids had so many more opportunities for, growth and to expand and to really get the education and everything that they need in order to, survive when they, get older and when they get out here. But
Yes,
yeah, I
indeed.
just wanted to go back. Hey, I wanted to go back to I remember when I told you that story when David was in little David, he was in first grade, and they
Mm.
did where they had the different parents come in and talk about, the doctors, the teachers and stuff like that. And so now this is my son. He was only in, I don't even think he was in first grade. Yeah, he was in first grade. He was in first grade. So after they did, the show, and I forgot what you call it. It's not show and tell. It's like a career day or something like that. And so after all, the different parents got up there and they spoke about what they did and everything like that, they gave the kids the opportunity to stand up and say what they wanted to be when they grow up. Like you said, a lot of kids don't know what they wanted to be. Well, my son, the school that they went to is it's majority non-African American. So the
It's like
percentage of
us
African
African.
Americans is really low. And now my son, a black child, locks in his hair, smartest child, one of the smartest kids, always stayed at the top of his class, stands up and says, I want to be a paleontologist when I grow up. At
Oh
in
wow.
first grade, I want to be and that's what they said. That's exactly what. Now you got doctors, you got lawyers, you got firemen, you got everybody in this room, and the teacher. They all said, "Well, what is that?" And my first grader stood there and said, it's the study of dinosaur bones. He had to explain, and he was able to explain
I'm
what
like, what? What is
yeah,
it?
paleontologist is the study of dinosaur bones. He had to explain, but he was only in first grade, so that threw them off
He was
when he
always
got up
in the
there and said that, because
dinosaurs.
I know, number one, the type of school that he went to, they wasn't expecting that from a little black boy with locks in his hair. They wasn't expecting that. They was expecting him to probably say something like a rapper or athlete or something like that. He threw everybody off. He came home with a little sticker that said, "Hi, my name is David, and I want to be a." And I was like, "You told them that, or they told you?" He was like, "I told them, and I had to explain it to them. Man, they didn't know what that was." So
But you know
again,
what? Another thing I used to do. I mean, my husband works for the fire department. So when the kids can't remember, Cameron was little. So after we picked him up half a day at school, we would go. I would take him to the fire station, and They loved the kids coming there.
Yep.
Remember, they used to bring out the trucks and
Mm-hmm.
hook up the hose and let them do the hose and let them blow the horn and give them a tour around.
Absolutely.
They let them slide down the pole, and sometimes that's what you got to do if it's something they're interested in.
Right. And they said that comes from parents doing their part to expose them to options beyond dropping them off at school. Exactly, Nate. Like I said, I never dropped my kids off at school. So I was thrown off when I came up here and they told me I couldn't go into school. I said, I can't go what? I can't even see who their teacher is. Wait a minute.
Right.
I need a face. I need a face. I need them to see my face and know who I am in case we got any questions. I don't want to be just another parent like, oh, who parent is that? I want you to know my face. Don't make me come to sit
Right.
outside after school just to speak to you. So
They
that
knew my face. They knew. They remember my face. Cause
absolutely.
remember,
My
I used
mother
to
would
come.
come, she would come down North Carolina and she would, because they had so many like activities and stuff. And I get, and almost half of the things, if my mother could make it, she was down there. Even if it was just for a couple of days, she would come down there just to do grandparents. She lived here
I
in
came
Baltimore
there
and
for
would drive 6
months.
hours just to do grandparents' day and sit with them and have, I think it was called muffins or cupcakes for grandma or something like that.
And
And she
remember,
would
they had the festival, and it was David and Kylie, like the end of the year festival. So I'm running from one end of the field to the
yep,
next just to try
she sure
to see
did.
both of them and take pictures and stuff.
She got them pictures though. She got them pictures. She did. My mother did a lot of traveling back and forth. So literally, when I
Yeah,
tell
I was
y'all, what she say? Hi, I am from Eastern Shore. The reason why they won't let you go into the schools is because of school shootings. Yeah, I agree. And they trying to make it safe as possible. I understand what you're saying, but because back in the what
back
back
in the
in
day.
the day, I guess they used to
Yeah,
take them to class and talk with their teachers too. You you know now that they have school shootings and people with mental problems. That's true.
but you know what?
They
One of the
really
things
need
they
to
can
make
do. Remember, Jessica went with IND right there off what's the street? Oh my gosh, it's right there. Asquith. Yeah, it was on Asquith. It's
oh
an
yeah.
all-girl private school, and they actually had a lot. I'm pretty sure all schools got somebody that got police officers or something. So the police officers of the students that went there in the morning, they would be at all four corners,
Mm,
and then they would have some of them work volunteer there and stuff like that. Whenever we did events and stuff like that, they would come and they would be all four corners. They would be right there in front of the building or in the back of the building, and they would watch and make sure all the girls was able to. Even though the crazy part about it was, every person for the most part was dropped off by their parent at the front door, but if they wasn't, they was driving. So like, but they still had all around the building covered. Like some of these parents at these large schools, the parents are calling police officers. They can volunteer to do stuff like that when it comes to the school shootings.
absolutely. That's a great idea. Parent like volunteers, fire, firemen, or just parents
Right.
that
It
you're
was
not doing anything. If you just a parent that's a stay-at-home parent and you don't work, you don't do anything,
yeah.
volunteer. Only take a couple of, only take a couple of minutes, maybe an hour or two, just to stand out there and make sure that these kids are getting in these schools and stuff like that.
Right.
Because I don't
And
even
so
think
that's
they have, do they even have crossing guards anymore? I don't really see. I see even out here in Baltimore County, they use the police officer to guide the kids across. I don't think they have crossing guards anymore.
right, and that goes back to what I look, Nate. That goes back to what I was saying. They keep putting all this stuff into the schools. Like what y'all can help the system get better by getting involved and be there in person. To help to make sure every their daily day that runs smoothly. Because, like I said, somebody they got firefighters, they got police, like it was different things. But some of them just some of these dads and moms they can help.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um,
Tell them they don't pay you for all these different hats that they think you should wear. The
oh
parent,
Lord.
Like they don't pay you for all that.
Right. Even if it's a retired grandparent, correct. That's a good idea. I mean, and that's still
Yeah,
playing some part in your kids' education because they're still seeing you. Like I can't
right.
think of a time throughout my time in school from elementary to high school. I cannot think of a time where at least not one of my family members wasn't there. Every school trip, just walking me to,
I used to like stuff like that, going on the trips and
yeah,
the
I do too. I
programs and
don't
stuff.
even remember the last time. Well, the kids was virtual, so I can't say I don't remember the last time they had field trip. Because I asked Kylie the other day when I dropped him off. I said, "Do y'all even have field trips?" I haven't heard anything, but he
The
said,
last field trip was when I took Kylie to the Orioles Park and they did the private tour and stuff. Remember?
"You said what?"
I took Kylie. I took Kylie to the Orioles Park and
Oh
they
yeah,
did a
yeah, yeah,
private tour. Remember that was the last
yeah.
time before the pandemic that
Oh
they
yeah,
went.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, that was in.
Yeah, because then I think David had a trip. His fifth grade trip was to what is it, over to DC to the different museums. I forgot what that area of museums is called. It's like a whole bunch of different museums and one like right down the street from the White House. I don't know, Nate. Do you know what that area is called? Like, is it the Coliseum? No, it's not the Coliseum. Lord, forgive me, y'all. I don't know. I'm losing my train of thought. But they said no, they don't. Therapists, social workers, doctors, lawyers, co-parent. I don't get paid for all of these. Yeah, the Smithsonian. Yeah, Nate. Thank you. I couldn't get. I'm like, what? I know the name. Yeah, David. We took him to the Smithsonian. It almost got left. I almost got left with somebody else's child. It was
Mm,
my fault. I thought they said be at the bus. I thought they said
hell
be.
nah.
I thought they said be done by 6, not be at the bus by 6. So the bus was waiting on us. I was so embarrassed. I was ready to get
You
left
should have been. You holding them
with
kids
me.
back.
It
You
wasn't
should.
just me and my son. Me and my son would have been fine, but I almost got left with me, my son, and somebody else's child, the little boy across the street, Diego.
But you know what? It's better than it's better. You know, at least you was only in DC. I didn't see one time we went on a cruise and somebody got left at one of the ports. They waited a few minutes, a little bit, and as we was
I
pulling
don't know how
off,
you gonna
you
get
was
back
seeing
today.
them. Look, you seeing them wave their hand like this, and everybody was like trying to scream, like, "Oh my God!" Because they study waving their hand. Shoot, I
Mm-mm.
was like, I was back at Lisa. After it took an hour going to different places, but I had more fun on the boat than the ports because
Right. It's
I
so
go
much.
doing well. I actually go during my birthday, so you can't do a lot of excursions and stuff. But I was like I was not playing. I was not gonna be sitting up here trying to catch a ride on the next thing smoke.
You left it.
No, in
You
a
left at the
whole
Bahamas
nother.
or somewhere like that. I
Yes,
don't know
it
how you
was. That's
gonna
where we
get
was at. It was
back. Oh,
at the
God.
Bahamas or somewhere.
I
No,
hope you got
Bermuda,
enough
somewhere.
money to fly. But how they even gonna get to the thing? But somewhere like that, how they even gonna get to
Wow.
the airport?
Right, like because we came there
You
on
don't know
boat. So yeah,
nobody.
you
You
know.
don't know nobody that's gonna carry you over. You can't trust them. You can't trust them people over there. Take you to a
No, and then you, like you say, where are you gonna stay at in the meantime, and you know that's just it. And there ain't nothing on that island or event that's worth me being left
was it an
by the
old
boat.
person?
No, it was a younger person.
Oh Lord.
It was
The
a
first
younger
thing
person,
she
but
probably
you see
first
them
thing they probably
waving
did
their
was
hand.
call their parents. Like, what do I
Mhm.
need to do? I don't know what you need to do. You should have been on the boat.
I said that's what you needed to do. You needed to be on the boat. So I don't know what you tell. You better start swimming.
Better have like you better flight you better get on there with one of them what they call them, the Caribbean pirates. You better get up on that boat, one of the Caribbean pirates. You better pay them when you get back. I don't know what to
Right.
tell you.
Oh my God, that was
Oh
funny though.
God.
Well, it wasn't
That is
funny. I
the
felt
worst
sorry
place
for
to
him.
get left on a cruise. What if you was in Alaska? It was a cruise to Alaska. Oh Lord.
That's why I say I came back at least an hour early because I was not playing about them leaving me. So
That's a
yeah,
day.
that was
But yeah, y'all. So I did have a brief story I wanted to share with y'all that kind of threw me off. And that was the first time I seen something. And I usually see stuff like this on Instagram, on Facebook, on social media. I see the videos and stuff. Um, but this was front and center. I was shocked. My mouth dropped because I didn't know what I felt like in my mind. I was like, I want to punch him in the side of his head, but he was old, so I was going to jail, come black. Um,
Oh,
so y'all know it's Juneteenth. It's Juneteenth, celebrating Juneteenth. So I'm at the bank early yesterday morning, and the tellers was just as nice. It was two black tellers, just as nice as they can be. They greeted the old man. They knew his name. So evidently he must be a regular that comes in there because they greeted him by his last name before he even got up to the counter. And they asked him how he was doing, just as nice as they can be. It was an African teller and then just a regular black girl. And he was standing there, and I went up to the girl teller. He was standing there with the African guy teller, and he had just finished his transaction, and he said, "Okay, and just a reminder, Mr. So and so, we're closed on Monday." And he said, "What holiday is that?" Older white guy. He said, "What holiday is that?" He said, They said it's Juneteenth, just as nice as they can be. They was nice to him the whole time. Said it's Juneteenth. He said, "What's that?" They said it's a holiday. It's a national holiday. No, it's not. I said, did he just say no?
mm, see,
I had to turn around. I'm
no,
standing at the teller. I almost left all my cash on the thing. Like, what you say?
yeah.
Because now I want to fight. I
You
fight
be
you.
like, you be like Carrie. Whoop.
That's exactly what I did. I had to double take. Like, did he just say,
Oh
no, it's
gosh.
not? But they kept their professionalism. I will give them their props. They kept their professionalism. They didn't go off. You didn't see no Instagram mess where they started slamming stuff across the counter. They kept their professionalism. They just simply stated, yes, it is. And the teller that I was with, the girl, she said, it's been a long time coming, and it is. He was like, that ain't no holiday. I don't believe in that. I
See,
said,
I'd have got
no.
fired. I'd have
He's
got
trying to push,
fired.
and that's what I said. They did so good. They both kept
I'd have got
they
fired.
just basically laughed it off and kept it moving. They laughed it off and kept it moving. You wouldn't even thought they was affected by it. They was like, yeah, da 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 da. Just finishing up my transaction. And the girl said, is there anything else I could do for you today? I said, no, but happy Juneteenth to both of y'all.
Girl, you stupid. You act just like your mama.
I know he looked at me like, oh, black hoe. But you ain't gonna say it to my face because I knock you
Right,
down, old
right.
man. You ain't gonna say it to my face. I knock you down. He sat there and told the people, no, it's not. How you gonna stand there in front of two African Americans and say that in their face and sit? But you know what? I thought about it after a while. I said, you know what? I see why they kept their professionalism because it wasn't even worth it. Because he probably was old and senile, and he ain't know no daggone better. He only know what he was raised into, which is what
Yeah.
we talked about last week. He only knows what he was raised into. So it really wasn't that big a deal. But I still extended it. Happy Juneteenth to both of y'all.
You know what? I kind of like. I mean, what I don't like, but if I ever, because God been blessing me not to run into a Ken or Karen, like, oh my God. But I said, even stuff like that, man. They think we gonna go off the deep end, and so they can call the police and get locked up. No, I'm gonna fuck with you. I know you angry, so I'm gonna just make you. I'm gonna put it on you. Oh, you don't know what June is? Yeah, that's putting the black. Blah, blah, blah. I'll be like, I will tell him exactly. I mess with him
And you
and
right.
make
You
you
gonna
go
lose your
off.
job. You
Right.
right. You was gonna lose your job. You might well started packing your stuff up while you was telling him about all this. Somebody, I would have just slid you. I used to tell my coworker that when she be on the phone, when my coworker used to be on the phone, and I'd be sitting there next to her, and I hear her say some smart stuff and get loud. Did you just say that to them? I'd take a box and slide over to her while I'm still working. Go ahead and pack your stuff because you get ready to go. Go ahead and pack your stuff because you get ready to get up out of here.
I said, my supervisor and them, they had one. I had one under my desk because I'm like, oh my gosh,
And
these
they
people,
say,
I can't.
They said I just ran into a group of them last night, and they love agitating. They sure do.
They
They
did. They
sure
did.
do. But listen, as long as you don't put your hands on me. Don't come in my face. Don't put your hands on me because Karen, I'm not the one. Karen, you're gonna get what you came for. You're gonna get what you came for. You're gonna get what you
Mhm.
asked for. I am not the black person that's gonna sit there and record and be nice. If you put your hands in my face, you step in my face, I am going to give you exactly what you came for.
But
So
you have
That's
to be
look.
careful because they are really out trying to ignite fights. And
Well,
last
see,
night
I
it was
like
ugly.
stuff like that. You know what, Nate?
Hmm.
Because it's all about, like you say, they trying to get in your head. They used to try to start fights so you can get locked up. No, what I'm gonna do is I'm still gonna be filming, but I'm gonna agitate the hell out you. So if you do put your hands and touch me, I got videos showing that
Hmm.
you touch me first, and that's how you was laying there because you touched me first.
I had never seen it. I had been around situations like that, but I had never been that close to it. And
Yeah,
I was in Federal Hill last night, and this, the little alley streets down there.
yeah,
A young lady, somebody was blocking the traffic, and she was honking her horn. She was getting impatient, and the white man just ran out of the bar and just stood in front of her car. So even when the first car moved off, they wouldn't move. And I kept saying,
oh
just
my god,
move out the lady way so she can just go. She'll stop honking. And they just,
right?
so she kept driving.
Oh my
So
god,
two of them almost got caught under her truck. And I was
wow.
like, I tried to get to her to calm her down, but we have, and I'm not saying that we need to avoid it, but we can't escalate it to a point where they were videotaping her. They took pictures of her license plate so they could, in every effort, call the police, report her. We
That's
have to
true.
make sure we're always in the clear when those things are happening. And it doesn't mean that we're not gonna get in any trouble or we're not gonna see anything happen
Right.
from it. But we got to make sure we're not putting fuel on the fire that they're causing.
I'm not.
No, that's true.
I agree with what my mother said. I'm gonna record you until you agitate me and you put your finger in my face so I can record at least that first swing before I knock your ass out. I'm sorry, you just not going.
Well, that's what I'm
You
saying. Like,
not going
like
to.
Nate, if you can't get them to move away from you, and they still saying stuff and doing stuff, and you seen them walk up and pluck your hair or push you first or knock your phone out your hand. I'm talking about stuff like that.
Right.
But I'm not gonna just purposely keep going because I got too much stuff in my life to be worrying. I
And
mean,
I'm really
dealing with
speaking
my
to the
dad.
younger ones, like the 20
Right.
somethings and teens. Like, really teach your children, do not add, you want them to come home, but at the same time, you want them to stand their ground, but do not let them get to you. That's all they're trying to do is just get you to fight or swing on them.
And like you say, these parents need to talk to their kids. Because one day when I was working at Sign Line and my car was in the shop, so I had to catch the bus home. And then when I got off, it was around the time the school kids was there. So we sitting on the bus and the school kids come, they loaded the back of the bus. I'm already sitting back there. This one guy comes on and he had scrubs on and he had like these pink plugs and stuff. And so they started picking with him, calling him gay and stuff like that. And he was sitting in the front of the bus. They was in the back of the bus. They screaming. He ignored them and ignored them. And so finally, this little girl she's sitting next to me. She gets on the phone. She said, "Ma, you better get this guy on this bus because you might have to come pick me up at baby booking." And like that. And I'm like, instead of her mother telling her, "You better go sit your ass down somewhere because you're going to stay in baby bookings if you do this." Like
Put him
that.
on the camera. Put him on the camera. That's what the parents say. Put him on the camera. Put him on the camera.
So we got them. So they steady picking with him, steady calling them names and stuff like that. So the she says because I'm about to go when she was on the phone with her mother. She said I'm about to go up there and slap the shit out of him like that. And that's when he turned
Mm.
around and say, "Come and try." He was good until she said she gonna get up there and slap the shit out. But she's saying this to her mother. So he was like, "Come on and do it like that, because you ain't gonna do nothing like this." She said, "I'll come up there, whatever." So the next stop, Nate, we got off the bus. The guy pulled the bus thing,
Hmm.
and he walked out into the middle of where you go in the middle of the bus and stepped off. And he had this can of mace. He went over there and sprayed it all in her face, Nate. And then
Mm.
he went to leave out the door. He turned back around. He must have he got flashbacks real quick. He did it again the second time. Then he,
Make sure he wanted to empty that
right, he
clip.
wanted to make sure. And then he got down on the second step. He came back again and he emptied that goddamn can on her face like that. So everybody's screaming and stuff like that because now the mace is in this enclosed bus. Because the bus driver, I don't think he realized what was going on. So everybody getting off the bus like that, and she's sitting on the curb. One of her friends took her off the bus, and she's sitting on the curb crying and boo-hooing and all this other stuff. And everybody on the bus like she should have shut her damn mouth. That boy wasn't bothering her. It wasn't doing nothing. That's
So
what the hell she did.
imagine a lot of those incidents. I think it's an incident with a teacher on YouTube right now. But imagine the backstory. A lot of these videos with a teacher that's going off. And
Right,
Right.
the children, because everybody has cell phones, the child is will call their parent and tell them
right,
whatever fake story or half story.
exactly,
And the
exactly.
parents, the first thing the parents will say, put that bitch on the phone. Put him on the
Right.
phone. Let me see him. Let me see him. That has happened to me too many times to count. And the parents, you cannot keep jumping. My mother used to do this thing where I come home and say a teacher did something, and she'd be rah rah, like, let's go. Soon as we step in that building, have a seat. I want to hear your story. Like
Right.
you cannot, and these phones are going to get people hurt. And that boy
Mhm.
probably was sitting on that bus not Mandarin with anybody.
He
And
wasn't. He
you
was
can't
sitting
keep
on the
treating
bus
people
not
like that.
bothering anybody. But you know what? When the police finally came and they asked, was it any witness? Did they see anything? They was like, I ain't see nothing. He
Yes,
said,
yes,
I'm alone.
yes,
I ain't see. Nobody would talk to the
yes.
police. They kept
Mm-hmm.
saying that's what the hell she get because he was on there minding his business and she kept messing with him. That's what the hell she. They wouldn't even get her water, man. And the ambulance had to come and
Mm-hmm.
take her back. So instead of your mother picking you up at Baby Book and your mother picking you up at the hospital.
Exactly, exactly.
She went back
Oh,
to Sinai.
mm. And
Yeah,
that's what
she
that's
had to
what that
wind
needs
up
to
going back to
happen.
Sinai.
But she may do it again, but she gonna think twice before she do it again.
Yes, I said every time she Gray opened her mouth, I
Yeah.
think they was picking on him because he was gay, and
Mm-hmm.
he. But that's no reason. Like
Right.
that's why I say I don't even get on the buses and stuff. But every time she see a gay guy, she gonna have Tourette's.
Exactly. Her eyes gonna start itching. She gonna start crying.
Right, right.
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh my god, that was just like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you say, these parents, instead of them telling these kids not to do it, because my mom used to tell me, you know, if it's just adult in general. Like,
Right.
don't sit up here and argue with the adult. Why would another adult make up something on a child? What are they gaining from it? So don't sit up here and question the adult. You need to deal with your child.
But some of these
No.
parents don't have the cognitive skills to be able to put stuff together to realize it's some holes in this. So your teacher
Right,
just walked up to you and punched you in the face.
right.
We asked none of the backstory. What led up to it? What did you do? Did you put your hand on that teacher? What happened?
There are some instances where teachers is full of mess too. I have been experienced
Mm-hmm.
a teacher full of some shenanigans too. When we stayed in North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
where
But
she just
Nick,
did
like,
not
but
want
like,
to do her job.
well, you
She
like Nate
continually,
said, and listen to the whole story. Don't
yeah,
just
that's true.
automatically assume
Listen to
your
the whole
story.
story, yeah, but don't, you have to listen to both sides. You can't always, take one side or the other. You have to listen to both sides.
Right.
But some teachers just there to collect a paycheck too. So you can't always side and say, oh, she an adult. What reason would
I'm
she
I'm
have
gonna
been that?
say I'm gonna say Kay. In any other field, I would agree with you, but
Right.
nobody is gonna sit in a room full of children being this
Yeah.
because your first year, first 2 years probably you gonna get help. So I
Right.
don't think anybody would sit in a classroom and take that. Now there are such things as bad teachers, but a bad teacher has been spit on, has been called out their name, has had
People
objects
fight.
thrown
Look,
at them.
mate. People try to hit him. People try
Right.
to fight
So
him.
even
Like
if
No,
you
for
I'm
bad,
real.
talking about a bad teacher just not want to do her daggone job and she got the job because of her parents' name. Something
right,
like
and
that.
that happens. I'm telling you, it happens. But after that teacher got that job, they realized, oh, this some shit. That first day, they realized, oh, this some shit. I'm not dealing with this. But
Because,
they
like I said,
slowly
they
let
got to
it
be
slip.
therapists. They got to be They got to be
Right.
their cooks. They got to be like they
Yes.
people. So many
That's
people
true.
pushing on. Like now, some of them even got to raise other people's kids.
Yes.
That's true. That
Yes.
is true. You see a
So
lot of
even a
stories.
bad teacher has gone through and I'm here.
Right,
I know I
right,
complain a lot, but I still stay because I want to be there. But
right.
even
You want to make a difference.
a bad teacher
Absolutely.
wanted to be there. Even if
Right.
I didn't have to go through all the things, because you still got to get the education, you still got to
Absolutely.
go through the training, you still got to go through all the things, even if you're a bad teacher. You
But
know,
even if but look, even if the teacher is bad, it's up to the student to still get the work. So the student, as long as they into what they doing and supposed to be there to do the work,
uh-huh.
the bad teachers give them, it's not going to affect them. It's just going to, at least they doing their work. So you can't again put it on to the teachers. If your student
Exactly.
not
It
there
Right.
starts
doing the
from
work,
parenting. It
then
starts from home. It starts from
right,
parenting. If you need the parent, to teach your kids, respect adults, no matter what they say, because you can always make a phone call. As long as that teacher ain't putting their daggone hands on you, you can get home and give your side of the story, and then your parents are there. I've told my kids from day one since they started school, since they've been in kindergarten, you let me know what happened,
right.
and then I am the one that's going to go up there and figure out what's going on. You come back to me and you let me know, because at the end of the day, if anything happens, they're going to call me anyway. So
Right.
you come to
If
me.
they got your real number, I'm telling you.
That's true.
Y'all think this is a game.
That
This
is
school
true.
year alone, this has always happened, but it's been worse these last 2 years. There are parents who I have never met. Never. Not a right phone number, not a right, because sometimes we have to send the teacher liaison out to their house.
Oh my
Y'all don't
God,
have
Don't
really?
video
have the right
conferencing.
address, don't have the right phone number, don't have an emergency contact,
The
have
kids might not
never
know the
met this
address.
child's parent.
The kids
Never.
might not know the address.
Because some parents, like I said, they want you. That's why I threw in there. They want y'all to be parents too.
Mhm.
Or it might be the address just to get into the certain school. Some people use other addresses just to be in a certain school zone.
Yeah, but you can give your right number.
That's
Right.
true. That's
Because
true.
what
They
if
don't want you
something
calling
happens?
them. You deal with
What?
it. They don't want you calling
Right.
them.
Right.
You deal with it.
Right.
We had an incident where a young man, Spanish speaking student, could not understand English at all, ran out the building, got lost. We
Oh
didn't
my
know who to call. We didn't know where. All we could do was
Right.
call
That's
school
why Gray
police.
say in case something happens.
So
Until
what did y'all
and
do?
I'm in Southwest Baltimore. Anything could happen to a child in that area.
What y'all do? Like how y'all get did y'all have to call the police or something?
We had to wait until school police found him. And they
Mm.
had a picture going around the neighborhood. We had to talk to a couple students who knew him to find out where he lived.
Oh my
It
god.
was not a right address. And this happens. But you know what happened during this pandemic? We realized what some of these students are really living with. There's one
Right.
young
Dealing
man
with.
who has been, this little boy, I've never called a child an asshole, but this is the closest one to it. He was holding his baby brother on his lap during class for several classes virtually, like holding him. You could see his legs, like you know how you hold the baby to keep him calm. He knew how to shake his legs, to
Oh.
keep him calm, like in his class.
Oh
Oh,
my God.
And when he now that he's back, we understand why he has this adult attitude because he's a whole adult at
Has to be
home.
adult, right? Because a lot of these parents, a lot of these kids have to
Yes.
grow up as adults. And like I said, you really don't know what's going on with these children. Most of the time, when they acting out like that, it's because
Hmm.
they got problems at home. So, like,
not
because
even
I've been
problems at home. It's just they doing. It might even be the parent, and the parent might be like a single parent that doesn't really have much, and they just doing the best that they can do. So if they have to use that child just to babysit, so they can afford to go to at least work to make the bills and ends meet. I
Hmm.
mean, that could be the situation as well.
Yeah, but it's a lot, and it's starting to show its face because of this pandemic. You're
and look,
starting to see the blueprints.
I
So it's
used
people, it's
to
people who are making rules and laws for your children. Who,
right.
like you, Kay, you don't have any of those issues being a parent or with your children. But it's the same lawmakers that either don't have children or who don't children
That's
don't have to
true.
be in those systems that
Systems,
are not included for
absolutely.
your
They
child.
kids go to private school
Right.
away.
Right, right. So I used to do the therapeutical foster care, and I had my nephew, which was my son, and like I said, he would act out in school and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he was homeless. When he was in the shelter with his mother, she tried to strangle him. They said they had to pry her hands off his neck because
Mm-hmm.
and then she said, "Excuse me for my language, motherfucker, you not dead yet." She threw him down the steps.
Mm.
She what else she
She
would
took
do? She would just
she
And
took
abuse him.
that's what people call her doing.
Right. And then the crazy part about they wound up taking the kids and put them in foster care. When this fool would go to court, she would cuss the judge out. One time she ran out and knocked all the pictures down the wall. And there ain't even nothing to this fool. But Marty was he was smart as I don't know what. And and then she wouldn't show up. So you don't know what these kids
Right.
is going through a lot of times. And he wound up acting out when he tried to put his grandmother's house on fire.
Mm.
He
It's
took his
sad.
he took his brothers and sisters out the house, and he left the aunt and the grandmother in there because they was abusing him also. And he set the house on fire. He said, "I wanted them to die."
It's sad, but it's the reason that I still am a teacher because no, I do not get paid for all the roles that I have to play. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but it's I've been cussed out. I've been
Mm-hmm.
fought. Like I've had to fight physically fight children and parents. You know,
Mm.
you're these teachers are going these, and I'm not saying all of them are perfect, but some are imperfect because of the life they have to lead. Like you'll be tough too if you had to go to work and defend yourself every hour. Like
Nay, it's nobody in this world, especially with the pandemic going on now, ain't such thing as perfect. If they is, they lying to themselves.
absolutely,
And along with
absolutely,
the crazy, all of us have been through this 2 year pandemic. We mentally going through a lot of stuff. So
yeah.
anybody say they don't need a counselor right now, they in denial.
That's true.
On that
That's
note,
true.
speaking of counselors being needed, the topic is it's a man's world.
Yes, 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 yes. So, I brought this topic to light because it is Father's Day. I
She
just
about to
got an
make
issue.
some men
I'm
mad.
just put it out
Let
there.
me untake this out of some of the groups I shared in there because she about to.
Ah,
Mm.
I got an issue.
She gonna need security when she
She
leaves the
is. She
house.
is.
I got an
That's why she
issue.
moving because of this show.
Right,
I got an
right. She needs
issue.
to get up
I
and do the
got an
show.
issue. I have an issue.
Oh
I am tired. I've been watching these posts, these social media posts for so many years, and it's like, let me keep my mouth shut because I'm just gonna go off.
Mm-hmm.
My issue is these posts that these women make saying Happy Father's Day to themselves. That is my issue.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
don't like
don't
nothing about
understand
it.
that issue because some parents have
I
to
don't
be
like
the
nothing
mothers
about
and the father. Some of these kids never met their father, so the mother's playing both roles.
But there's some man in that child's life that you can give that day to.
it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
some people, some people.
No.
When I no, wait a minute. I know women that don't have men in their life. They raise their kids pretty much on their own. The father really never in it. So like, and they don't have mates. So that's why.
What about that male teacher?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm really just saying. Like I've gotten Father's Day gifts from parents, from my
That's true.
church, from some of my friends who are single mothers. I've gotten Father's Day presents from them. I got some this year,
That's true. You're
but
right about that.
you gotta
It's the baby
relocate that
father bashing for me.
somewhere, right?
It's
Right.
the baby father. It's the baby father bashing for me. I just don't post it. Don't
Mm-hmm.
sit there and degrade somebody else because they celebrating Father's Day because they
Right.
have a spouse or they have a significant other who has played the role of their child's father. Do not bash these people or degrade these people on social media. It's the bashing for me because my issue is you should have did your research before you had the child with this mother. You should have did your
But
research.
you
You
know what she
should
was
have
paying
did
attention
your
to.
research.
You know what she was paying attention to, okay? You know.
Nay, but you know
See?
what?
Your
She was
research.
looking,
You know what?
and on the other
I,
side, she was looking for a father herself. Come on
True.
right.
now.
Some of them do. But you know what? I believe that just wait a minute, I done even lost my the
Train of thought.
train of thought. I gotta come back.
Don't. My issue is
Now,
don't.
hold on, okay, but what if that father who's allowing you to be a stay-at-home mom say, well, I pay child support every month. Happy Mother's Day to me.
That's
Because
what I
I'm
was getting
paying
ready to
all her
say.
bills.
I
It
was
would
getting
be
ready
a
to
it
say
would be
that.
a World War III.
I was getting ready to say that. You know what? I was thinking about that all morning. I said, where am I going with this topic? I said, because you know what? And I thought about it. I said, what if guys start to go on Mother's Day and do the same thing? Y'all be ready to go off. Why are they doing that?
That's
Just
a
that
good
y'all
idea.
be
Look, that's a
going
good idea.
off.
That's what they not start. They need to start
Y'all would
doing.
be going off if these single fathers would do the same thing,
Mhm.
or these
Mm.
fathers that have these kids with these young ladies, but
Oh, she was about to
they
say
are
something.
trifling mamas, and so the
Oh my
baby
God.
daddy that's giving and sending all this money and paying all this stuff just to see you get your nails and hair done is going on there saying, I'm the
Oh,
real Happy Mother's Day to
you
me.
can't,
Y'all
you
be
can't
ready to go
tell her what
off.
to do with her benefits. You cannot tell her what to do with her benefits, miss.
But you
No.
know what? I have I call him my son. He been trying in every way he can to try to see his son. He said she will not let them see them. He said I try to like I'll be trying to call them and have them. You know I want to meet with y'all, and she mad because he with somebody else. But
Mhm.
it's and he been with this girl for over at least 20 years. I used to tell when I my exes my ex-husband, I like to say, whatever relationship you develop between your kids is between you guys. It has nothing to do with me, and and I used to tell them I would never stop you from seeing your kids. So you know, they reason they doing it because they still caught up. Because with me, I didn't. I mean, I just wanted him to be a father, and so I had moved on. So if you didn't move on, you don't give a care what these other people are doing, who they with,
Keep going. You
and
see
how
that big
they
old ring?
doing
She
it.
keep flashing across the screen, Nate. You see that big
Uh,
old ring?
well, she already said it. She already said it before. I got a firefighter, baby. I got a firefighter, baby. I'm living.
Cause
I'm
that's
living.
look,
I'm living in Florida, and I run my electricity all day long.
All day long.
All day long.
but you know what, Nate? You know what I tell my daughters? I say, and you, and this, and some of these people. First of all, you gotta know your worth,
Mm.
and and if you don't know your worth, guess what? They ain't gonna treat you like you worth anything.
But you gotta be able to articulate that worth. You can know it, but if you don't know how to articulate it, that's
Right,
the
that
trouble.
too. And what Stevie Harvey say? I know how to articulate mine because I always like since I've been little. I know I'm the prize.
Uh huh.
So
Yeah.
look, I know I'm the prize, and I carry
Play
it
the
like that.
game, so you
So
get
it
the
look
prize.
so if the nigga ain't got a pension, you ain't got a conversation.
Oh, okay. She dropping jewels. You better write this down, okay? Tell
No,
it to
that's
your
where I get it
girlfriend.
from. I keep
Look,
telling y'all that's where I get
look,
it from.
I've been telling her since they came out of the womb. Yeah, if you ain't got a pension or whatever, because I'm sitting up here, you got all these guys, me growing up. They looking for these little silly girls that they can put apartments and cars in their name and all that. I look at it like this: if you ain't giving yourself 200% to have a job, a car, a house, none of that. If you ain't giving yourself 200% to accomplish this for yourself, what you gonna do for me?
Yeah.
What you
But see, you need to do a. I'm about to let me move her off the screen because these people out here. Let me tell you, they need this information. Even for me, it's not information that we get. Like knowing your
right?
worth is so important, but
Oh my
also
god!
not 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 knowing how to articulate this to people. Not every
Right,
person you date needs to be your number one. Not
right,
everybody that flashes a little cash. You know,
right, right,
You
if
got your
they're
right,
own
and
cash
this
to
is
bring to
interested,
the
or
table. You
right.
got
When the
right,
your
last
own
time you got to?
cash.
Do you have health insurance? Do you
Y'all
have
can
life
never.
insurance?
You can
right,
never.
right,
You can
Do you
never
pay
right.
your
drive
So
rent
up to
somewhere?
me You can never drive up to me with a $200,000 car talking about how you doing, thinking you showing something off, honey. Ain't it don't mean nothing to me.
But see, he
No,
not. But
that's
see,
how.
guess what? He not the problem. He not the problem. Because guess what? He went and got what he wanted.
Right,
The person who idolizes that type of person. Now that's where the problem lies.
right.
Absolutely.
You look, you got those. What are they called? What they call them? I'm trying to find a nice way, Nate.
Uh oh.
You
Say what
got
you
them
got to
gold,
say. We
like Kanye.
unfiltered.
Look, like Kanye, they gold diggers. But the problem is, y'all gold diggers, and y'all sitting up here. The first thing come out your mouth is what kind of car you got, where you live at, or what kind of car you got. You got a bus pass. So
Uh-huh.
you gotta be bringing something to the table.
You got to
To
be what you want.
50-50.
You have to
Right,
be what you want.
right. Because
Because
one day this.
and you know these guys are getting smart. They're getting very much
Mhm.
smarter. They're not just being. You can't show them a pretty butt and a nice smile no more. You got
No,
they're looking at your worth, and
right.
that's why this. And I know this is a sensitive subject on this show, but this Kevin Samuels, y'all mad at this man even in death because he told you all the real truth. It wasn't.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's positive, but he gave you the real truth.
True.
No
Yeah.
man is going to look at you on public assistance, and there's nothing wrong with that. Get what you got,
Mhm.
but nobody's going to look at you with value if you are looking to gain value from somebody else.
Right.
Else.
Nobody's going to do that
Mhm.
Absolutely.
for you, baby. Nobody going.
And
to.
and
There's no
look
Cinderella
and
story
look
no more.
and look, Nate. And if you do happen to get them to take you out to dinner, or even buy you the little outfit at Mont Diamond or something, that's
Not
something
at
they spend out.
Madonna.
Look. That's
Not at
something. The little
Madonna.
change. Look, that's the little change they spend on you at Mont Diamond and get the little tennis shoes.
Yep.
Man, that's stuff they spend on their boys. So if that
Yep.
means they gonna get a little piece, it means nothing to them.
Nope.
Like the little bit of change, but you think you doing something, telling your girlfriends,
Because
"Oh,
they
we
want
doing
you to
that
look like
outfit."
something in the meantime.
Right,
But
right.
they have no. If they first off, they taking you to Mondawmin, they have no value in you, baby.
Right.
They
That's
gonna
why
get
I
you.
went
They
there.
gonna get you a
That's
nice
why.
outfit to wear the airframe. They gonna take you to
Right,
Fridays. Get
Man,
you
I'm
the
about to go to
two
Airframe.
specials.
I'm about to go to Airframe just
Right.
to
They
look.
gonna take you to. They gonna take you because they not buying you nothing to eat from airframe
no,
because it costs
no,
too much. But they gonna go to
no.
Fridays and they gonna get you a nice little 2-for-1
See,
special.
that's what I was getting ready to say. Two for one.
They sure
And
is.
then, I mean, they go wine and dine you because they bored. They want somebody to chill with today. But they don't have
Exactly.
any value in you. They have
You
no
not number
No,
value.
one.
because my
You
father
not
used
number
to say,
one.
if you
They
don't
still
stand for
looking.
nothing, you will fall for anything.
You are not.
Anything. And
You are
we've
not
all
Any,
number
been in that
one.
space before. We've been in that space before, but you got to know
you
your
gotta
worth and
learn.
your
You
worth.
gotta learn. You gotta learn your worth.
You
And
So
be
you don't
courageous
settle for
enough to
stuff.
walk away. Be like, I'm good.
Exactly.
My
Exactly.
line is always, I'm busy that day. I'm sorry.
Right, right. I don't even do that, mate.
Sorry.
well,
I don't
what day
even
you
do that,
free?
mate.
I'm
Like
never
I don't,
free. I'm never free.
right. Like I
Am I
don't even.
available? Possibly. What's your life hitting on?
Right.
And 'cause
And
one day my look, Nate. One day my girlfriend, she didn't. She was messing with this guy. She was my girlfriend. I'm not even gonna lie. She was a side chick, and so
Hmm.
I didn't know she had.
I don't
He
be
was
doing
gonna.
that. Don't be calling
I
people
didn't
out
say
like that.
nobody
Well,
names. I didn't say
you are
nobody
what you
names.
are.
Right. I didn't say anybody name. So But anyway, so I didn't know. Look, I didn't know
Put it in
that
the
her
comments.
date was gonna come bring a friend. So her date. Look, he wound up late, and the friend that none of us had. Well, she knew the friend, and so we sitting down at the table and we wait. It's someplace out Woodlawn. So we sitting down at the table and we waiting for her friend to come. So the guy was like, she had introduced me to him, and he sits across from me and said, I'm on welfare and I collect food stamps. That's after I introduced myself. That's what he said to me. And I know it's like birds of a feather kind of flock together, but that wasn't my situation. So he probably thought, because she was one of them money graving home, whatever, that I was gonna look like that. But he came off like, I'm on welfare and yeah, I collect food stamps. I said, well, I'm happy for you, but if you saying that because you think I'm here to see you, I didn't even know you was gonna be here. First of all, don't get it twisted. But I have a job. I work at John Hopkins Hospital, my own house, in my own car that I own. So boy,
Oh,
bye.
So now, but now
Hold on,
he's
they.
in.
Hold on, they. Ma, you telling on yourself. Mr. Leavy just texted me and said he watching a show. You gonna get in trouble.
This is good story time. She is teaching the
I don't
kids.
care. I
She
don't
is
care. You
facilitating
know
this
what?
workshop, miss. Do not.
My husband love me. He know I love him. He know I ain't going nowhere. I am his queen. He spoiled
She
me
getting
to
in
death.
trouble.
So like, yeah, he know he ain't even worried about that.
They.
But
But see, y'all, go
let me
ahead.
get back to my story. So he says, I'm
Let me put her with a
telling him,
string.
look, like I'm telling him, like, boy, bye, nobody wants you like that. I didn't even know you was gonna be here because me and her, as far as men, she go left and I'm going right and side and all that. Like I don't need you to. One thing I always say is you always got to work hard and have your. My father used to say it's nothing like the money, but your sweat on it. Because you know what, when them niggas walk up, if they decide to walk up, only thing, at least if I got my house and my job, only thing gonna change is their suitcases is gone.
Absolutely.
Oh,
She
erase and
told her
replace.
she done told us that forever in a day.
Yes,
She tell us that
yes.
all the time.
Yes, have your own everything. So if they decide they want a side chick or they just thought of you, at least only thing you ain't gotta move, you ain't gotta get put out, you ain't gotta do this. If it's your house, only thing gonna change is your suitcase is gone. So once you establish that, if you do meet somebody and move them into your house and stuff like that, whatever you keep paying your bills, but whatever they give you, you put it in that bank account or it's extra, but you still can pay your mortgage.
Oh, you sound like my mother. You gotta be. You gotta be. Oh, I know what age range you
Now,
are in this. You sound like
now,
my mother.
now
I
break
am
down the
55 and loving it.
Mm.
break down the bank account, mine. Break down the bank accounts.
Well, it's your joint bank account, but most women, at least, they should have their own. And you know what? Honestly, me and my husband, we have our shared one, we have our separate one, and my feelings not hurt. Because I know at the end of the day, we take care of each other. I'm on his side, back, front, and back. So
No
like,
space for a side piece. Okay, I got you.
right. So like, I don't have he don't have a problem in me, having my own bank account. I don't have a problem if he needs his. But you know what? If I need anything or if I don't have enough or whatever, I have access to it. But everybody should at least have their own bank account just in case he want to walk away, have a side chick, or just you want to go. We respect each other by doing our single trips because everybody need their time to themselves.
Say it
So
again,
we
mine.
respect each other.
Say it again.
Everybody need their time. So if we go on a girls trip, or sometimes I just go. When I come to Baltimore, I come by myself.
Mm.
So like everybody needs their own time, and I don't have a problem with that. He doesn't have a problem with. Sometimes he go by himself because if a nigga gonna do something, they gonna do it. I don't care where they at, what
They
time
gonna
of
do
day,
it
what
next
side.
door,
Right,
behind
right,
around the.
right.
They not gonna hide it. They not.
All of it. And I always felt like this. If I got to sit up here and do all this chasing and checking your phone and all, we don't need
I
to
ain't
be
doing
together. I ain't got time for that.
it. I ain't
Let
doing
me
it.
let me tell you, my growing up, my friends used to always joke me because I listened to them songs that
Too much stuff.
grandparents listened to, like
I did
Betty
too.
White. It's
Oh
because
my
those
God,
songs,
Nate.
it was the
Ver-
messaging in the song to
yes,
me. It's the
yes,
messaging. Side chicks beware.
right.
And you have to understand, like, if you settle for that type of position, that says a lot about your character. But
And
I don't,
right,
I don't.
you got to realize also, Nate. Me and my husband was talking about
Mm,
it yesterday. If you was a side chick, like they think they're gonna be special and they taking them from this
they
woman.
not. They gonna sit on. They gonna sit on the friend section when he die of the
No,
church. That's where you
no,
gonna sit at.
not even that. They think they doing something to the woman. They just did her a favor. But at the end of the day, you know what? If he cheated with you, you don't think he gonna cheat on you?
On you, the way you, what they say, the way you got him is the way you gonna
You
lose.
gonna lose him. Yes, and they just think they doing something special. I
You the
told them
side piece, and he leave his wife to be with you. What you think he gonna do when he tired of
The
you? Go right back to
same
that
right,
that
right.
wife.
With the wife, and I tell my husband he already know, and I can say this because we come to this. But I tell him I was
It's
like,
in
you
the
know what?
contract. She can say it.
Right,
Uh,
right. I can say it.
she
So
played
I
too
tell my
much.
husband, look, I tell him, I say, y'all, if look, we shared, we were in our family. So
Mm,
I had 4 kids when we got married, and he had two. We combined our
blended, blended.
right. So, but at the end of the day, I said we don't have no kids together. I said so if he lying to you saying he can't leave because of the kids, and he lying. He just playing games with you. But you know what? Y'all could if he want to go here, I walk him to the door. But because
Well,
at
you
the
know
end of
what?
the
He might got a you at home, and he can't leave because
right.
everything gonna stay there.
Right. So I tell him, I said, at the end of the day, when he walked away, we done been to look. All right, you got to do the research. We done been together 10 years, so the half of the pension is going to come to me, half of the house. So you can have them, but you better get a part-time job, and then also he gonna have to pay the spousal support and all that. So both of y'all gonna need 2 jobs to take
Keep
care of that.
telling y'all. I keep telling y'all.
Even
I
even
keep
your children, grown with children, you still gonna
Mm,
have to pay. You still gonna need that second job. If you go,
listen.
if you
yes,
go steal my
yes,
money.
yes. So
Listen.
y'all can look. Y'all want to take him? Here he go. If he wants to go, but like I say, we good. I love my husband to death. He loves me to death. So there you go.
Literally.
Listen,
So
I told y'all, I
keep
tell
it
y'all
peaceful.
every show when we talk about, being raised and how we were raised, I told y'all, this my mama. I told y'all I get everything from her. Now, if y'all believe it, y'all just heard everything. That is why my
Yes,
personality, that is why my growth, and that's why my attitude is the way it is, because it's been implemented and it's been pushed in me for so long since before I could walk. It's
Right.
you are strong. I've
But
always
even
had
if, but even if she didn't open her mouth, you would have seen her actions.
right.
Actions
Right.
still have to equate to what you're telling your children. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
out here being a side piece, but you're telling them that's not good, they laughing at you, even
as
as
Mm-hmm.
the mother, and they gonna
Mm-hmm.
go out and get themselves a Mr. Charlie.
Right.
they go,
Exactly.
she gonna get you. She gonna get you.
Wait till you hear the song I play at the end of the show.
She gonna get
Mr. Charlie is just a
Oh my
man,
God!
and
Look here. I
he's
just
doing the
caught
best
on.
he can.
I just caught on.
she gonna
Don't
get
play Mr.
Nay, yeah, she
Look,
going.
she ain't here, Nate. All rules is
When
off
I
the
tell
table.
you
She ain't
YouTube
here.
is going to hit us up because I'm playing that song every show.
Look, Nate, she lied to you, right? So I'm getting
But I'm valuing this conversation because I grew up with older women, and
right.
I've seen women be dumb. I've seen women be all about what he got, but I've
Mhm.
also seen women who had to survive. So I'm not a person that bashes Father's Day because my mother always, no matter how hard she worked, she always maintained. She gave Father's Day gifts to those men, teachers, mentors, so on and so in my life, and she
Yeah,
gave men to look up to. But
right,
we, y'all women got to do better. You got
Right.
to do better. You got to pick better. You gotta,
right.
you gotta, and not just somebody who make you feel good, but how is he gonna be as a parent? How does he treat his own family? It's
Pay
gonna be a
attention.
great indication of how he treat you as a family member.
But you
So
know what, Nate? One day I used to go to Morning Star Baptist Church up there in Willowdale. So my pastor was like, he's like, and Kia said she didn't. Kia grew up in church. The stuff she don't remember. I be listening to this podcast. I'm like, this girl was sitting up here. She grew up in church, and you went up. You would go. You was on a choir and everything at the
no,
church.
not a quiet
Yes,
girl. She was a church
yes, she
girl.
did. She would sing and all that.
Let me
Um,
find out.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but my pastor used to say, y'all pick these men and stuff, and then y'all sit up here, and then y'all get in your feelings because y'all thought y'all was going to change them into what y'all seen all the signs, y'all ignored them because y'all thought y'all was going to fix them and make them
They
better
thought
and
their
all
stuff
this
was
stuff.
so good, so
Right,
good.
they thought they was going to be different and stuff like than the last woman and all that
She
other
thought
stuff.
my mother used to say she thought her potato salad was better than anybody.
Better than anybody else. And, and my pastor used to say, and then when you want to come to me and bring him and have the marriage counseling and all this other stuff, and he used to say, y'all knew how he actually said y'all knew how these niggas was. He said, but then
Mhm.
y'all bring him to me like I got a magic potion or some voodoo doll or something.
Wasting all my oil and my praise.
Right, right. He said
Mm-mm.
y'all know how they was when y'all got him, but y'all thought y'all was going to change it. No, you need to pick somebody. Is what you see is what you get, and that's what you want. But
Right.
don't be complaining and bring them to me like I can rub a magic genie lamp or something like
But
I can't do nothing
also,
for.
but also, there is no perfect man. There is no perfect marriages. Y'all stop following
No.
these fairy tales on Instagram and social media because they're
Yes.
only showing you half of what's going on in that household. They're only showing you the good side. Who in the world is going to post the bad side of what's going on in their relationship on social media unless they want that extra attention?
But
Y'all
look,
stop.
Nate, this is my thing. Why to this day I still don't understand why they have Facebook fights instead of taking it to Facebook. You need to take it to God. People literally get on Facebook
Because don't
and
nobody
having
believe
fights
in
with
God
their
no more.
uncle. Look, they be
God is so 1983. They don't care.
no, they
They don't.
don't. And I'm like, I never got
Mm-mm.
that. Why you and your mate having arguments on Facebook? That's
Because
ridiculous.
God is not turning their water into wine and their fire
Right.
coals
and
into
then be
multitudes.
and then
That's
post a
why.
picture the next day of them together sitting at the park. Get off my
Right.
Facebook.
They be like, oh, I love him so much. He the best
Get
man
off
in
my
the
Facebook. I will
world.
block
And
you.
he the
Listen,
light of my life
if
and
you
all
on
this.
my Instagram or my Facebook with that shenanigans, you will get blocked. I don't have
Right.
time for you.
Right.
Will get blocked. I
I'm
don't
not
want
Right.
this.
blocking you. I'm not blocking you. I just don't have to pay my next Netflix bill this month. I'm just gonna look at
Right.
your page.
With some
Right. Right.
popcorn.
With the
Exactly.
popcorn. Look with the
Yeah,
popcorn, Nate. With the
exactly.
popcorn. Like, oh my God. I get my
That's
glass of
insane.
wine. Like, honestly and truly, that's what I do now. Like, when I want to laugh, something like that, I get come out here in my patio with my glass of wine and I just go on Facebook,
Yeah.
Instagram, or
You
what is
ain't
the
gotta
other?
spend $150 on lunch and
No, in the movie,
nails get done. No,
you just watch these fools.
I just pay that cell phone bill and that internet
Listen.
bill.
So we
Yes.
have so
Done.
I have a family member like that, and literally people will call us and let us know, like, did you see what they posted? And the
I'm with the
next
notification. I'm with the notification.
you said the notification.
No, I click favorite, so I get that notification.
They
Mhm.
will go on there.
That's what I used to do, Nate.
Hmm.
He will go on social media and be
Wait a
like,
minute, wait a minute, Nate. Wait a minute, kid. You just talked about me saying something to people.
I ain't
Everybody
calling
know who
names.
you talking.
I ain't
Everybody
calling
know who
names.
you talking about.
Oh well, I tell people every week it's my show. I say what I want. Now
Oh
listen,
no!
Look, I know, like right, Nate.
Oh no!
I love my
No!
platform. I
you
got a
you gonna need
platform.
them
I'm gonna use
bodyguards,
it.
Nate.
I
You
That's
got
gonna
how
need
Nate.
they
them
moving.
bodyguards.
I got the
That's how they
power of Nate.
moving. They got like 40 episodes. That's why they moving. She been
Look,
doing this
but
for like 40, 50 episodes. That's why.
but
yeah,
listen, we have a family member I say every other day. This person, he consistently posts, I hate this girl. She's a crackhead. I can't do this and da da da. And then post 2 days later, oh, I love her. She's the best mother in the world. And it's
she
nobody.
changed my life. I wouldn't know what I would do
Stop it.
without her. I'd be like,
Stop
oh
it.
my God. Then you just say you don't have nobody. You can't trust her around yourself and your kids.
I'm looking for a place to live right now because I can't deal with her. But then y'all got a picture together with y'all and the kids the next day. What is going on? What is really going on? Stop. Stop.
Look
Get
out in
over.
our family. I was like, oh my God, in our family, Shepherd Pratt, man,
And,
we'd probably have our own wing.
and we
Look,
can't
Nate.
make it up. Somebody gonna make a book
Yeah,
one day because we can't make it
yeah,
up.
yeah, like Kevin Hart said, you can't make this shit up.
Nothing. None of it. Hey, I wish you could come down to my grandfather. I know you don't travel, but boy, if you come down to my grandfather's and my sister's birthday we having in Williamsburg, that'll be your Netflix for the weekend.
Wait a minute, kid, you say Nate don't travel.
But
Nate,
see,
why don't you travel?
I do. I love traveling. I just don't like the COVID. And I don't like
Wow.
these high airplane fees either. But
Oh
I'm
my God.
supposed to be coming down there soon. But I really I get nonsense out of my way no more. I used to be entertained by the foolishness, and every now and again I like something ratchet, so I'll go to a family member's page or a friend's page, and
Said I go to a family
but
member.
I don't enjoy it the way I enjoy it because it's like you can only
It's
watch a
ridiculous.
repeat. You can
Right.
only watch a repeat
It's
for so many
too
times before they just it's
it's
old.
too much. And
Like
it's like,
Nate, yeah, you got it. You gotta laugh because if you don't, you gonna choke the shit out
But
of
yeah,
somebody.
you do. I choose joy. I no longer choose violence.
Right. I
I'm a
always tell
Gemini,
people,
so I had to keep my twin in
oh,
the
you
house.
are
I
never
wouldn't let that
never
other.
one of them emotional creatures.
yes,
Gemini's
she's
are
a Gemini.
emotional creatures.
Don't keep
Oh
talking about
my
us.
God, they
Don't keep
cry
talking about
about
us. I told Nate to take
everything.
you off the show.
I
Don't
will.
keep
I see
talking
that.
about us.
That's the twin that I leave in the house. This Gemini that I leave out. That's is not the crying twin. It's the you were invisible to me. So
Oh,
I
okay,
make
you one
people
of
You
those.
act
Yeah,
like that. We act
my
so
yeah.
invisible
unbothered.
game is
We
strong.
act
I
so
act like that,
unbothered.
and I'm Aquarius.
Yes. Well,
I'm act like
y'all a little wish washy. That's
no,
y'all
not
go
me
where
no
the
more.
wind blows you.
No, not me anymore. You can ask any of my friends. Kids like, man, I can't believe you said that to your friends. So one
That's
day we
age
was
and
So,
going.
wisdom. That's age and
so
wisdom.
No,
I
chill, man.
love.
no, not even this. My family pretty much is blunt and forward.
Oh,
So one day we was going out to the club, and girls came over my house to get dressed because they lived in West Baltimore and I lived in Northeast. So one of my girlfriends got dressed, and she came out and she was like, "How I look?" I said, "A hot mess." Mom, kid, sister head like that because it's better for me to tell her she look a hot mess and she go out there in the streets. That's what you call a true friend. Not you don't see. We don't tell each other what we think we want to hear. We tell you what you need to hear. So if I'm a true friend, I'm gonna tell you because a lot of when I was at the airport, I was like, these people had on sports bra and spandex and all this other stuff, and some of them was just truly overweight. And I'm like, but they literally had sports bras. So it's better
mm,
for me to tell you that versus you just walking out. It's a lot of people you be looking like your friends or your parents like you walk out. You don't look in the mirror. So
mm.
we're right, and when a lot of times I tell my friends when they be talking about their kids and stuff too, I'll be like, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you this because I love you. But they acting like this because it's your fault. You let them
Yeah.
do it.
You don't see your behavior now.
Right. Like I say, it's your fault. You letting them do it. Like you afraid they gonna do this and all this other stuff. I teach my kids when they grow up to be independent, not dependent, because I'm not gonna always be around. So yeah,
Hmm.
they be sitting up here, kid be like, "Ma, I can't believe you said." Yes, that's what we do to each other. My feelings ain't hurt. At least I'm being honest. Her feelings ain't hurt. She went back in and changed her clothes.
But you have to. You have to. That's another reason why I like children because children make you honest. They make
Oh
you say
yeah.
what you really feel like you saying, and you can't hide it. It's adults that want you to be fake. I want you to be somebody else, Nate, around
Mhm.
me, and I want you to be someone other than yourself. Which means I want you to lie to me all the time. I
Right,
want you to
right.
tell me the stuff
Just
that you think I want to hear, and
And I
that's a sad thing.
Nate, I feel
and
like
I
that.
told kid, wait a minute, I told kid, I said I couldn't wait until I got over 50. Don't you know that old woman they be talking about in the corner? Don't pay her no attention. She always saying stuff. That's me.
That was my
Mm.
grandmother. Nate, that was my grandmother. My grandmother, oh my God. My brother brought this girl to my grandmother house one day and he just knew she was hot stuff. Talk about, yeah, this is my girlfriend. My grandmother said, oh. And when she my girl said, she look old. Maybe it's that wig she got on. I said,
Yeah, she
Mm.
did. She
It's
did.
the grandmothers for me. That's why I always love my grandmothers because they are the honest creatures in
Mm-hmm.
the world.
they
Even though
are.
Mm-hmm.
even though
We
one is a
Mm-hmm.
Capricorn and the other one is a Cancer, but they're very they so honest. It
yeah.
hurts so much, but I can't wait. I'm becoming that person where I
Right, that's what I couldn't
feel
wait,
You
Nate.
should have been that person.
well.
Cause guess
I'm
what?
honest.
We
But
the
I
same. Ain't we the same age?
yeah.
See, and that's where I am. I'm at the
When
point with
when your
no tolerance.
birthday, Nate?
Mine is May 24th.
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
have
We definitely got to meet up, Nate.
I have
Yes,
low
yes.
tolerance. I have low
Mm-mm.
tolerance. I have no kid vibes. I'm not matching your energy vibes. I got that from you. I said I'm following Nate's stuff. I'm not matching nobody's energy. I
No,
don't have
Negative
time
energy.
to. I don't have
I
time to.
always tell people,
I'm very cordial with people that I absolutely don't like. I'm very
that's
cordial
how
with
I am.
you, but you would know, oh, it's something different. Oh, he
Right,
really don't
because
like
I'm
me.
not going to let you. I'm not going to
Yeah,
give you the satisfaction to let you
yeah,
know you affected me. So, like, you
yeah.
would never
I'm not.
know, like,
But
that I'm
you,
not dealing with
but
you.
my invisible game and my pullback game is so strong that you could be like, does he like me? Because he's
Right,
talking to me right
right.
now, but he don't communicate. He
That's
never
that
initiates.
Gemini.
Hmm.
No,
That's
I
that
don't.
Gemini. I think we a little stubborn. I really think we a little
It's
stubborn.
but it's but I'm gonna
I'm
tell you, it's not a stubbornness. It's a boundary. That is called
Right.
a
true.
boundary.
True.
I'm
You
never
gotta,
going to
you
dis.
gotta
God.
put your boundaries. You
Yeah,
gotta
I'm never
know.
going to disrespect anybody. But I'm gonna
Right,
let you know your place in my life. And if you at
Right.
the
right.
bottom of my shoe,
I
you
am
can know
un.
your place.
I am
Hey,
but
you
I
at the
am just like that, Nate. I am very
top.
unbothered. Like you got a problem. I can go years without talking to you or even saying stuff and walk past you every day, and I will be unbothered. I promise you, my feelings won't be hurt for nothing. I'm gonna keep it moving.
And I choose who to let know whether I deal with you or not. Because sometimes it ain't even that deep for me
It's
to
not.
tell
Right,
you.
right,
You
right,
But
okay?
right,
when I want you to know that I'm dog walking you through life right now,
right.
I want you to feel that because I want you to
Yeah,
understand Nate is great, and you just
right.
missing out on
Irregardless,
greatness. And
irregardless.
I'm gonna let you see my life. I'm gonna invite you to things in my life just to see how great I am.
You ain't
You have
look,
no
Nate. You
answer.
tell him you ain't never let nobody steal your joy. You ain't
I don't
steal
even, I'm gonna
nobody joy.
show you. I'm gonna show
Right.
you. I'm
My
gonna
Yeah.
laugh so great. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna let you in
Hmm.
on things. We gonna have communication, and you will almost think you win. And then
my
Right.
when I never call you, when I never show up for you, you be like,
Hmm.
"What's going on? I thought we was no. You didn't think that because
Right.
I've been very consistent with you."
my what's that saying you always used to tell us when people start talking about you? How you used to say it when
Oh,
people
I used to say it's not. You don't. You shouldn't worry about when people talk about you. It's when they stop talking about you that you should
Yes,
be worried.
yes.
So
I
yeah,
follow that
that's
guideline
and that's what my
and
mother
I do
used
it
to
on
tell me. She
purpose.
said you should be worried about when people talking about you because you know it ain't true. So who
Yeah.
even cares? So it's when they stop talking about you because you know what? When I see you talking about me, I'ma shine even more.
I got a fan club. You got a fan club member.
Right,
I
right,
love
right.
that. I love it.
Exactly.
I love
Like
it. I love it.
I'm gonna shine even more. Like I'm gonna make sure
I
you
have to
see.
admit, there was a big portion of my life where I never cared whether you were talking about me, but my integrity meant everything to me. But when I realized my integrity exists with or without you, even if you're talking about my integrity is still
Right, right,
intact. Because
exactly. My existence.
the people that know, they know. And they're
Right.
laughing
Yeah.
at you while you're talking about me because they
Right.
know. But then it's the other people that don't know that will eventually find out because karma will always put them in your
Oh my
path.
God.
And they'll
Preach,
Absolutely.
always like,
Nate.
oh my God, you're such a cool person. I've stolen friends from people who talked about me. Because when they
Right.
finally met me, they was like, you are not this person. I'm not. Well, where would you ever get that from?
From
And
them,
then I look
but
at
this she would do.
their facial expression.
But you know what, Nate? When you know how people be like, I don't deal with you, I don't deal with that person because they did. And I sit up here, I'm like, just because you ain't dealing with them, don't mean I'm not dealing with them.
Yeah.
Y'all two might not get along. That don't mean we ain't gonna get along. So
Let
I
me
don't
tell
judge
you.
you based on what somebody else tell me. I
Mhm.
just judge you on the relationship that we create together.
And if you are that person that follows after people blindly,
Yeah,
you deserve to be at the bottom of my shoe too. So go ahead,
right. I tell
lock
them in a
yourself
minute, no,
in.
I'm not going to
This
not
thing
deal with
keep
them
putting everybody
because
at the
you
bottom of
saying they ain't cool.
Yes,
I know, like his shoes should be full
but
with gum,
but
right?
Kay, don't please stop pretending. Please stop
Right,
pretending that you are not this person.
right. Nate, I already
Please.
know. Look, I got this for June. is June the 2nd is my grandson's birthday. June the 4th is my son's birthday. June the
Oh,
3rd is my other grandson's
I
birthday.
all these
know.
June the
Geminis in your
7th,
life.
yes, and June the 7th is my nephew and kid's birthday. I always give these big barbecues
She did.
for all of them together.
Oh, I
So yeah,
hated that. I hated that. Oh, I hated that. I
why?
never did that because I have a cousin, a younger cousin that's born on the 23rd. I have another cousin. Me and her were born the exact same day. Me in the morning, her in the afternoon. My other cousin, the first one's sister, is born on the 25th. My sister is born on the 28th. I have a grandmother on the.
Oh my
And it used
gosh!
to be. I used to hate share. That's why I don't celebrate my birthday publicly anymore. I do something for
What?
myself. I just did it this year for the first time in a long time because I got tired of sharing, and I'm the
I
oldest.
was I wasn't
It
annoyed.
was all I'm gonna say is Casamigos. That's all I'm gonna say. Tequila.
Okay,
That's
I
all I'm gonna
watched the
okay.
say.
Instagram.
Tequila.
I watched the Instagram. It was a lot of shaking.
That was it. No, that was just a little snippet. You had to
Oh,
see.
wow.
You had to be there.
I know
Nate,
because you told me
when
late.
you come down, look, Nate, when you come down here, I come up there, we gonna have to have dinner and you'll have some drinks or something.
See, we got to plan that out because I'm not a drinker, so that was just
Okay.
birthday love.
I'm
As
not
long
really
as I
look,
can plan it, I gotta plan my life around a drink because I'm not to be trusted with a drink. And these
see,
He's
people,
Nate, I really don't drink like that
that's
either. I
true.
was talking about like
and
I
we the worst
really
kind. We the worst kind of drinkers, the ones that don't
oh
drink.
my god.
Because that
You
that
said
kind
the
that
ones that
tequila
don't
get in
drink.
your system. Ooh, this
Yeah.
was a birthday. I haven't been able to physically celebrate it at all for like the last 2 years because we've been locked inside.
But
Yeah.
everybody been like
Ooh, I
inside.
think I gave it all this year
Where
though.
you
Did you?
ended up at, Nate? Where you ended up at for your?
We went to it's this little place around the corner from the my office, my studio. It's
Mhm.
called Motor House. There's a
Oh yeah,
empanada
Motorhouse. Yeah.
lady. Yeah, it's an
Jessica,
empanada restaurant in there.
my daughter plays there a lot.
Okay, she's an artist.
Youngest babies,
Yeah,
yeah, she's
Jessica.
a
Yeah.
guitar, drummer,
Okay, yeah. So in
keyboard,
that
singer.
same little space that might do that in, that's where the restaurant is now. They have a bar in there, and I
Yeah.
I
did
think
not pay
Jessica
for
told me about that.
anything. You said what?
Matter of fact,
I think Jessica
Jessica's
told me
doing.
about that. About
She's
the
doing a show. She's
restaurant.
doing a show today on
Oh,
there.
for Juneteenth.
Yeah, she stays at the Motor House playing.
Okay,
It's an all girl black band.
I might have to
But
stop past there.
Don't stop and
yeah,
don't support her. She don't help me when I need stuff done for my music. You just go ahead and
she
So
stop.
why
don't
would
even like
invite
you.
her on the show?
She don't
I
like
have
her.
invited her on the show. She don't like to be the
Oh, she's a
spotlight.
celebrity. She's a
No,
celebrity.
she just don't like to be in the spotlight. She hates to be for her to
She
be a
crazy.
artist. She
Mhm.
Yeah,
hates
she
being
don't.
in the spotlight. She's weird like that.
Well, that's this
Yeah,
generation. She must be in like her 20s then.
Yeah,
she's
she is.
23,
Yes, that's these young artists that they want fame and celebrity, but I
but they
don't want to
don't
be
want
in
to.
front of people.
She does
Yeah,
not.
she was like that because she been playing music since she was 14, and
Hmm.
she did tours and everything. But she still didn't feel like she didn't want to be center front stage. I'm like, how can you want to be an artist, but you
But
don't
that's
want
this
people to
new
be?
generation. Like it's not even about stage fright, but a lot of them have anxiety issues, and
Yeah,
they
she
dealing
is
with trying to,
anxiety.
it's a lot to. I'm a stage performer, so I understand it. But at some point, you break out of that, and it just
Yeah,
becomes that's just a part of it. But these younger artists, they just want to be artists, and they want you to buy their work, and they don't want to do any
right.
shows.
They don't
They
want to
sure
put.
don't, because the artists
They,
I got, I think only out of all the artists we got, only one of them that actually like to perform. The other one hides behind everybody. They got to push him back to the front of the stage.
Hmm.
hey, why you ain't bring your father on the podcast?
Oh
They
Lord,
said the same thing.
we've
They
been
said
You
here
he
already.
he. She all gotta. She asked him he will come up there. He would love to come. Why you ain't ask him?
I have asked my father. Actually, my father said that his publicist said that I have to have more views in order for to get them on the show.
Really?
I told her to tell them you are the way I'm going to get more views.
Views. That's how great say. That's yeah. You have to tell him. But
So
wait a minute.
actually,
Wait a minute. Wait. He said that.
mm,
Tell him help you get more views.
I told him.
Be
Well, he
honest.
does share and post my stuff, but actually he has a show. They are coming to, I believe, PA in a little bit, and
Okay.
doing a old school show. I don't really like my father's music, just like y'all know. My father is an
You
old school
don't like
rapper.
that?
I don't like his
No,
music.
that's the only type of rap music I can stomach. I
I
can't
don't really.
stomach the rest of this stuff out
But
here. Just
he
yumming,
is
yumming, 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 yumming. I
Like,
can't
what
do.
is they even talking about
he
next?
is a good. He's a great rapper actually, but I don't like old school music. But he
She like a
actually.
little trap music, a little
I
rap
sure do.
in.
Yeah, I'm a trap girl. Yeah, I
She
like
like a
trap
little
music.
What is
Yep.
trap music? I never understood this. This girl has said
trap.
she wanted
That's
to
the
be
crack
a
house
trap
house
queen. She
music.
wanted to be a trap queen. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
hell is a trap
drug dealer
queen?
music.
She like
Drug
it's
dealer
like
music.
that's how you explain it. Drug dealer music.
Drug
I'm
dealer
gonna tell you,
music.
Really?
I was in a lift yesterday and I was listening to the baby, and when I say, and it was a woman driver who put the music on, and when I
Mhm.
say he was talking about baby, like throw baby, I heard the whole song, and I
That's
just
the first time you heard that song.
I never listened to the whole song. I just heard the hooks on Instagram and stuff. When
Uh-huh.
I want you women to grow up. I want you to grow up. I want you to
Yeah.
stop listening
Because
to this type of music because
how many of them?
he
Because
talked about
how
for like
many of them was
3 minutes,
out here calling
Kids.
themselves throat babies?
but he was talking for about 3 or 4 minutes about what he gonna do to your throat. He didn't say
Mm-mm.
nothing. He said you gonna be taken care of as long as you sleeping with me. And he
But
talked about how you gonna give him head, and she was singing along, and I was like, "Young lady, you
But you
too."
know what, Nate? You know what, Nate? It's a lot of these. So if that artist, if they actually come one on one in contact with that artist, and they probably going to treat them exactly every inch of what his song is saying, and these women still be fighting, going crazy, trying to get to him.
They do over the baby.
Miss,
Well, Lil,
the song is called "Throat Baby."
that's not
Mm-mm.
his song though. That's not his song. He just featured on there.
Yeah, but that's the only person I was paying attention to because I asked her as soon as I heard the gist of the song. Can you turn that off, please? We don't gotta listen to nothing.
Actually, you know what's funny though?
I call them just groupies because I grew up with Reggie Reds and we used to go places all the time. Or
Not
even
Reggie
with
Reg.
yeah, that was my. He lived on the street behind
That was
us,
her best friend.
and that was my best friend.
Mama
We
was
grew up
a
together.
roller. Roller.
He used to say we used to. He said that's my girl. We used to make mud pies together.
Mm, mm, mm.
But we would go. He would call me. He would be at the station like, Angie, what you doing? He said, we get ready to go to Cambridge. You want to ride with us? Go with me and my girlfriend Bonnie, and we'll meet him at the station down there on I
Bonnie
think
and
it's St.
Clyde.
Paul. Look, yeah, we would meet him down there on St. Paul. It'd be like 4 car loads. We doing 100 already there because they were supposed to be there like an hour ago. We get there at the clubs and we club hopping and stuff like that. After we leave,
I
the
know you.
girls going crazy and all that other stuff. We get to the hotel because we didn't go back the next day. They got all these groupies and stuff hanging out in the lobby
Mhm.
trying to see where their room is and all that. So they didn't even care. Like that's what I'm saying. The songs and stuff like that. If they're willing to go to a hotel just from somebody DJing, can you imagine how they gonna act from real artists and just me being around artists and DJs and doing in
That's
the
why
clubs
part
and
of
stuff
me
like that.
feels some kind of way about the R. Kellys of the world. Not justifying their behavior or their part in it, but you can't. This whole Me Too movement it started out being one thing, and now it's been usurped into something totally different. You can't put yourself out there, and people respond to that. Then you're a victim
You're a victim
because you
like that
showed
because
up.
right because I never would have sent my daughter off on tour without
Mhm.
somebody being there with her, a responsible adult that's gonna snatch her little ass back when she get ready to jump off the cliff. It's nowhere in the world I'm gonna send my kids off with some random man. And then the first meet at a hotel, look, me and her father gonna be sitting right there. If you can't have this meet with me and her father sitting right there, you won't be having it. We'll find somebody else.
Mhm. But these, and I'm not blaming it on because the young men are doing it now because Twitter has definitely turned into a vehicle for young men to show their penises off, and that's how they
Right?
make it in this world. I have a friend, and I'm gonna send you a clip of it, Kay, because it's probably what you like. But
Mm.
I'm gonna send you he is now a YouTube sensation, not a YouTube, Twitter sensation based off of the fact of him just showing his penis off.
Oh
And he
wow.
not even
That's
showing it.
crazy.
He just
I
went,
wish
he
somebody
just showing the print off.
I wish somebody would show me some like that's something that you think is going to turn me on and stuff like that.
But don't go to
No, I
Twitter.
nobody look
Don't go to
nobody
Twitter.
want to see that ratchet stuff. Like you ain't showing me nothing that I probably haven't seen, so that don't excite me. Especially
But
because
the men are
you might
taking
not
over
do
where the women were. You know, the
They
right.
women
out
used to
here,
be
women
all
out
over
here like
social
that
media.
though.
And you know what? I'm on social media, but you know what, Nate? I never even went to like the strip clubs. I never liked the male dances and stuff like that
I hear
because
that from a lot of women. They don't really
right,
like male strippers.
I never because I one time I went to a bachelorette party, and I used to always think I see them picking them up. I see them having that putting their their uh, face all up between their legs and stuff. I'm like, how
Mhm.
you know she ain't menstruating? How you know she even clean? Like, and then they want to come near you and all
But
that. I
let
didn't
me.
even
I
want
used
to
to
touch
manage a
you.
male stripper. When I tell you, aim straight, uh, they get money. That was one of the best side gigs I've ever had in my life because I would divide that money up, and them big girls they like to pay for.
They do.
But
They
guess
like to
what?
pay
You
for
know
it.
what? I'm not paying for nobody. Like I'm, I'm, I'm not being. You know, I love myself. I know I ain't the worst looking chick in the world or whatever. So I'm not paying for none of that. I can get it free. I never had one thing I never had a problem with is getting a man. So, and a good one at that. So I'm
Mhm.
not gonna pay for you to dance for me. I can sit out here and I can pull up used to before I got married. I can pull out my black book and get somebody to dance for free. Why I'm giving you my money?
But I'm telling you, they get. But a lot of the strippers are hoes also because then
Oh
they take
no,
some
they
of them
are.
women home. They take some of them women
They
home.
sure do.
Most of them. They probably go with a
It used to
different
be my
woman
job
every
to go
night.
out and give the phone numbers to the women in the crowd.
They
That used to be
sure
part of my
do.
job.
They sure
Mm-mm.
do. I'm not full of male. I'm not doing the male strip club either. I just can't. I'm not for no male strippers. That ain't. Mm, that's a waste of
Yeah,
time.
it is.
But see,
Like
that's how y'all disrespect. But I'm telling y'all, men are making money off of this now.
They
So
I
are.
somebody's
remember.
paying for
Look,
it.
I know. Look, Nate, one time, a couple of years ago, we went to the Essence Festival, and oh my God, we stepped off the plane, and it just in all the different clubs, they had all the men up on stage
Hmm
and dancing and stuff like that. I was like, and that was 11 o'clock in the morning. I was like, Lord have mercy.
hmm Well,
So
that's New
like, yeah,
Orleans,
I
though.
get,
That's New Orleans. New Orleans is
yeah,
a den of sin. That's
yes,
exactly what
yes,
it is.
they a den of sin.
I
Like
Yeah.
can't wait
it
to
just
go.
like, oh my
If you
God.
you either go eat, get drunk,
I'm gonna
or
eat.
have sex,
I'm
and
here for the food. I'm here for the food and the alcohol. I can't wait to go to New Orleans. I'm here
No,
people
for
you
don't
the
know
even
what?
realize, like
Because
New Orleans don't even have good shopping spaces, but you just
I'm
no,
go
they don't.
eat, drink,
here
or
for the
have sex.
Food
food.
That's
and
all you can do.
party and
Yeah.
party.
I'm
Because
here
they,
for
what
the
was the whole
food.
saying? Was look, we stepped off the plane because it was like it had to been close to 3 hours. A friend of mine, he gives a trip every year to New Orleans, and we just all and they start on Wednesday going down all the way up to like Friday. It would be bus loads, and we had to meet and greet before we went and everything. But anyway, yeah, it's oh my God, it's
Mama
just a
was a
lifestyle.
Rolling Stone. Mama was getting around.
I
I
told you.
would Nate. I
She
love
stayed
to
get
travel.
around.
I
She
love
don't
to
stop. She ain't
travel.
stopped traveling. That lady
Mama
ain't
You know
was
stopped
that
getting
traveling.
around.
my
She
mom
will
used to say, "I
leave.
don't let no grass grow under my feet." Yes, she does. Yes, she
Jessica
will.
said, "Y'all
Jessica
need."
said, "Y'all need Look, Nate, Jessica on here. My sister. We was talking
That's
about
our sister. Ask her when she gonna come on there.
our
Hey,
That's the
sister.
Lord
Jessica,
out
you
there.
Most
coming
definitely.
on? Come on, Jessica. When is your show? What time is your show tonight, Jessica?
Ask her when the next time. Jessica, when you gonna be playing at the Motor House? Nate said he hangs out there a lot.
Well, she
Yeah,
said
she
she go
do.
out more
Nate,
than
she
y'all.
go out more. Yes, she do. She go out more than us. When she came up here for Baltimore, I seen her one time. I told Jess, I said, I don't know why your mother walking around here like she's a Meg Stallion hot girl summer. This ain't no hot girl summer for her.
It is a hot girl summer for
It's a
She
me.
hot
don't
girl.
stay.
It's hot
My,
for
look,
everybody.
Look, my kids is grown, so you know what? I only get one life, and I'm gonna enjoy it.
I got on my hoochie daddy shorts right now. It's hot
What?
for everybody this summer. Anybody
I
Yes.
is
can get
not.
it.
Why you ain't tell me? I could have came to the station today.
Yeah.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Jess, Jess, when you gonna come? When the next time you gonna be at the Motor House?
I'm gonna have to look
She
it
don't
up.
know. But anyway, Nate, she's still traveling though. She'll leave my
Yes,
stuff
I
over in a
did.
heartbeat. She be like, "Look, if
Yes,
you ain't take
I will.
off, I'm leaving."
I sure will. Somebody got me stay
Oh,
home
she
and
But
watch
she
playing
gonna
at
be
football.
there
Pride.
next week. She gonna be there next weekend.
I didn't know you was
Okay.
playing Pride at
Yeah.
the next vibe
They got
check.
a good lineup for Pride this year. They got Trina,
Yeah, I
Kiki
know.
Wyatt, Avery Wilson,
Hmm.
Where is it gonna be
Maya.
at?
It's
Where's
I mean, I think it's gonna be along Charles Street because that's
Yeah.
where
uh
their center is. They normally block off a couple blocks of Charles Street, in Charles Village. But yeah, they got some good performers coming this year.
what date? What weekend is it? I'm not. You
Next
must be happy
weekend,
Next
shy.
weekend.
Oh, really?
next Friday,
I should.
Saturday, and Sunday.
I wish I would thought about it. I'd have came up there, but I go like I said to Orlando.
Well, y'all gonna miss Airfram this weekend. They got Elder Barge and the OJ's gonna be there.
Yeah, and let me tell you something about Airfram. The
The
next
OJ's.
time that y'all post that y'all looking for artists and performance, and I send all my artists to you, and you don't give me a response, I want to know who in charge. Because somebody need to tell me something. I sent 16 emails, sent my artist stuff on time, the EPK, the application, and not
Mhm.
they didn't even give a response like, okay, we're not accepting your artist. Nothing. What is
I
going on?
told you, won't you check with Malika? Because she sometimes uh, go down there and she
That's the
knows how to
money
play.
lady right there. That's Malika.
Malika, yes, she is. I
Oh,
just
you
was
know
there.
Hey,
Malika?
Look,
everybody know Malika. She gets to the bag.
yeah, yes. So I was
Oh,
just
so
You
my
telling
won't
mother
her
you
that
won't
I
said,
get
said,
none of the bag, but she gonna get her bag.
no, my mother
yeah,
just told me. I did not know you knew that because my mother just asked me. Like, she was up here last week and got her hair done at Malika's, and she talked to Malika
Oh,
about me covering the hair show, and she told me to come
yeah.
out there,
yeah.
but I'm not going to be here
Malika said, yeah, she wanted y'all to come out there and do your
When is
podcast.
her hair show?
next week. Ain't it next weekend?
I got to look at the flyer,
Oh,
but yeah, I think it
is that
is.
the
Yeah, but
Nappy by
yeah,
Nature? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. She asked me, did y'all want to come out there? Cause she come, she came. We do hair shows down here. She'll come and stay the weekend or week with me. We'll do hair shows down here. We grew up together too.
I've just done a few of her, well, a couple of her hair shows in terms of the being a vendor.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
I used to work at an African art gallery. Used to always do her vending event.
Well, I would help her. I would just do the promotion part of it.
Hmm.
Like, so when we go to, because we had one, was it last month or month before last? So I
The
just
month
did
before
the
last
promotion and yeah, helped her find like the vendor, I mean, the event halls
was
and stuff like
space.
that. Yeah,
Hmm.
the space. So it turned out really nice. I'm trying to get her. I'm from Virginia, so I'm trying to get her to do one in Virginia, and then yeah,
But the people normally be here from, especially the vendors, and they come from everywhere to do hers.
yeah,
I
they
mean, that's why
do.
Well,
she
once
doesn't really branch it out as much because they come here.
once
Yeah,
I get
yeah, they
settled,
do.
once I get settled in North Carolina, I'm gonna talk back to my mother to see, because I'll just have, like I said, I'll just have to fly up when we doing live events to see if we can start doing some type of coverage.
I gave you her phone number. She said just
Oh,
call her and y'all can
oh,
talk
okay.
about it or make arrangements. Because you know what, you can what you can do is I can make arrangements for her to have a hair show down there in North Carolina and you can broadcast live there.
And
Okay.
any major event like that, all you have to do is contact them in terms of, and that's something that I'm baby stepping you all into because I know it's a lot to be somewhere every single weekend in those big events. But even like Essence, you just become a media partner, and there's a big
Right.
media firm, and all the celebrities come through there. I've done that a couple times.
See,
Okay.
Nate,
Plenty
I
of
told her, I
events.
told Kia and them, I said, I told her, because I used to help do the parties and trips and all that other stuff. And then I did, I would go up in New York with her father when he would have shows and stuff like that. But I told her, her and Crystal, they could be going to, like broadcasting live at the
Mm-hmm.
lot of events and new restaurants opening. Even
Mm-hmm.
down here, they can come down
They
here at the beach
scared.
and bro.
They
I
scared.
know they is,
I
Nate.
am
They
not.
scared.
They don't know how to hustle.
I am
They
not.
go to the events and they sit at the table and they so shy.
Just
I am.
bored. Because I told Kia I've been wanting to come on the podcast. She said, "Yeah, I need to bring you because you just." But I told them,
Well,
"Yeah,
you be here, you be in the comments, so you might as well get on camera.
right." So I told her, you can. What we can do is I can call Malika and we can make arrangements. You just got to promote it, so we'll have the crowd. But she can. We can come down there and do a hair show, and that way you can do the podcast while she's doing the hair show.
That's true. That's
So
true.
you still can
Well,
be on it.
we'll work it out. But anyways, guys, is this the end of the show, Nate?
I mean, just your show.
Well,
So
Nate.
any
Well, Nate. What I wanted to make sure, kid, you give you my phone number. But yeah, whether you just come down here when you're supposed to come, or come, like I said, y'all three is welcome to come down here in my house, and we can do
As long as you
podcasts.
got AC, I don't even need a pool. I just need AC. I don't do that Southern Gulf or Mexico heat that y'all got down there.
then you got
Didn't I, hey, Nate?
I
Didn't I
only go
say
to
I
New
keep my
Orleans
air
in the
on
wintertime.
360? My air stay on 365, Nate. I do not play.
I
That's why
love
kid
going to
just
New Orleans, but you will only catch me there if I'm going to like Essence Fest. I am never going outside. I'm always inside.
right, right. Well,
Or
that's
I
how
go
it
down
is
there for
here.
Christmas. I only
It
go to New
feel
Orleans mainly for Christmas
oh
because their
wow.
Christmas is like spring.
right.
Okay.
There's that's
But
how it is. Our Christmas. They came. Kid and them came down here this past Christmas, and we were out in the backyard roasting marshmallows. My husband took the grandkids to St. Augustine to the
oh,
alligator zoo.
yeah.
They went in their shorts and tank tops and flip flops.
Mhm.
But Nate, the pool coming next year, so yeah.
I that heat down. I don't know how y'all exist. I don't know how y'all live. Like I wouldn't even want to go to the store. I will Uber Eats everything because I'm
Absolutely.
trying to.
Yeah,
And
that's what we be doing. We be Uber eating it. Yes, we do, because
I
it be
would
so
work
hot.
overnight. I wouldn't even
You
work in the
said I was
daytime.
overnight.
I
But you
can't
know
do
what?
it.
But you know what, Nate? We put a fan in our patio,
Yeah.
and so that cools it off for a lot. But yeah, it's better than the blizzard. That's what I feel like. It's better
I'm
than the
not a fan
blizzard.
of snow either, but heat is hell
Right,
to me. I
right.
How
I
you a
don't do
Gemini? You not a, I'm a summer baby. I love the
I'm a
we
summer.
January. I'm a
we are
January baby,
technically
and I
spring
hate the
babies.
cold. Yeah,
We are
I'm
I
a
technically
January.
spring babies. So
Yeah,
I
I
love the
yeah.
summer.
don't in spring
Hey,
I love when it rains. I love rain. I
I love
love
when
it.
it
I
rains
love it.
too. I've
But
loved it when it
that
rains
heat,
too.
you can keep that. You can keep
Yeah.
all
Oh
that.
my
That's why I tell people, I say, when you go to Orlando, why, like, you don't want to go during the summer. The best time to come is in January, February, stuff like that when
Mhm.
it's cool. Because other than that, trying to walk down there, it's gonna feel like 100 and something, over 100
I
degrees.
went to I was supposed to go to a fashion school in Tampa, and when I
Hmm.
went to visit the school, I said, And mind you, it may have been like 10 minutes from a beach. Mm-mm.
Oh
But
God.
I
that's
can't
what.
do
Listen.
it.
But
Uh-uh.
you know what? We even go. We about five. What is it, about 5 minutes from the beach? Nate, we barely even go unless most of the time we
It's
get
too
guests.
hot. It's too
Yes,
hot.
it is. But
It is
we
way
went
too
down there
hot.
last night. We at the Caribbean restaurant here. We went down there last night in the for dinner, and the water, the breeze from the water, you can feel it. So it's cooler. Actually, it's cool. I had to put on a jacket.
At like
Um,
midnight, it get cool down there. But
No, no, this was around 8 o'clock day. But because you got all that water coming from
yeah,
I mean, the breeze coming from the ocean, it's most of the time the restaurants are right there on the strip. So it's
right.
like it's cool because that's the only time I go. I got MS, so
Well,
I
we can
can't.
plan a road trip. I would love a I.Am.She podcast road trip to Florida, but the AC gotta be kicking.
Ken, what he gonna be doing?
I'm too. And
When
AC.
he getting here, what he gonna say?
He gonna
Can
have on
you
a
turn
hoodie.
that down? It's
He
cold
gonna have
in
on a
here.
hoodie. He gonna have on a hoodie because
I
it's
like,
cold.
I
No,
like.
no, I don't, because you've been in the building where we do the shows
Yes,
all the time.
it is
It's
freezing in
cool.
that daggone
Yes,
building.
and I love
Like
it.
here, Ken. Like here.
It's freezing in that. Yeah, it's freezing in that building. Me and Crystal be
Yeah.
sitting up there like
I
this.
love I love that government building AC. That's what I
My
like.
toes be frozen.
I love
I
it.
be
I
having
love
to
that
put
type
on
of shit.
socks and slides just when we
Me and
go
him
in
would
the
be
building.
cool. We get along, like
Uh,
because I like it cold too. Like not snow cold, but just I don't like the heat.
yes.
So because like
Hmm.
I said, I had MS and it bothers me. I'm like
Oh yeah,
doing my
yeah. That
pain.
right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
So uh,
on that note, guys, thank you for tuning in to I Am She. I'm here by myself. Y'all check out Crystal Instagram because that's gonna tell you exactly where Black Roses was at. That means she didn't care. I'm throwing her
Taking
under
it
the bus.
oh
fast.
my God,
I'm
Somewhere
y'all
throwing
better
her
leave
dropping
my
under
love.
Krista
the
alone.
bus. I'm throwing her under the bus. She should have
Okay.
been
Right.
here. Y'all go check her Instagram out.
For her
Black Roses.
last minute planning.
Right.
Absolutely. I'm telling on her, but I was here on time.
We just gonna take it out like this. This how we gonna take it out. This how we gonna take it out.
Oh, that's right. He's supposed to be playing the song. Can make sure you give Nate my phone number.
Let's just play it. Well, and when she hear it, please tell her go straight to the bottom of the show. Just tell her go straight to the bottom.
Well, I couldn't get the urge to tell you the end of my story.
Oh my God.
For those who wanted to know, was there life after the pain?
Anyways, guys,
After
thank you
the
for tuning in.
pain. Oh,
Just tell her go right to
Hey,
the bottom.
and I
See y'all later.
see you later.
Thank you
Talk to you,
guys
Nate.
for
Make sure you
tuning
get my
in.
phone number from Tia, Nate.
will
All right.